Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast, the Transformer and Action Figure Podcast Show. My name is Hex, and we are here with episode 313. It's been about a month and a half, so we got some news stuff for you. We're going to have to push back the GI Joe rankings for the episode just because we have our top 20 figures of 2022. So we're going to cover those with you. We do have them off to the side so we can kind of show you what we got as well. But why don't we go ahead and do introductions? Rick, start off with you.
Yep, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Shatrdglassjazz.
Hey, you can find me here on YouTube as Sportimus and on Twitter as Sportimus Prime.
And you can find me G1Xtron on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Yeah, that's all I got now. So, all right, we have Toy Mafia joining us. I believe Xander has joined us. Angry Mike and Leonard has joined us, and Legionardo as well. So, hope you guys are doing good. Art joins us as well. Oh yeah, Happy New Year! Yeah, forgot about that. It's like we haven't seen you since Christmas, and there's been 2 holidays since the last Cybercast. So, anyways. Let's start off with number 20. Rick, what do you have?
All right.
What is your final answer?
Starting off, I got 2 of these in the top 20, but this one I felt like was the best of at least the best of the ones that I really love this year. This would be the Mattel Creations Sunman. He had the premium paint job. He had the sword with the special effect and the little flame. They just did a good job with him. And one of the things I liked, and another reason he made the list, is I love the fact that they brought in the Rulers of the Sun and made it like a part of this line, because a lot of the lines we collect, it's all the same stuff that we collected as a kid. A lot of times they don't like to veer off the path. And Rulers of the Sun wasn't really part of He-Man Masters of the Universe growing up. It was its own thing. So I love the fact that they got it and now it's part of the line, and they put out maybe 4 or 5 of them already. And I think that's awesome because it helps keep it fresh.
Yep.
So there was no way he wasn't going to make the list, just, for multiple reasons, but he's a cool figure.
Xander says Sunman is his number 20 as well.
Really cool.
And Art says, I've heard rumors that they are discontinuing MOTU Origins. Hope it's not
lies. True. Don't listen to Toy Guru.
Is that who's been saying it?
Yeah,
okay.
He's been saying that like every quarter. The line is dead. The line is dead. It's like, shut up. They've announced figures all the way through September. Probably what's happening is they're going to the Snake Man stuff, so they're probably doing new SKUs for that. But I'll believe it.
I mean, anytime they throw up an exclusive, like it instantly sells out. You know? And I mean,
they got another one Tuesday.
That stuff, sells out pretty quick. So if something is selling, I don't think the correct business model is to cancel it.
Yeah.
Just a thought. So, Sport, what do you got for 20?
Number 20 is something that might make some people upset, but you know what? When I got him, I was pleasantly surprised, and I just been having a lot of fun with him. And that is Legacy Skids.
Oh,
yeah!
I didn't even buy him.
It surprised me. I mean, he turns into a nothing mobile. I mean, it's just a little hatchback, but the way he compresses into something this small. And I don't know, I just find myself having fun with this guy. I like transforming him. I like him in terms of, he grows basically. It's the size of a Datsun Deluxe, basically. I like him. And I threw him in here kind of partly for spite, too, because I like him. So that's my guy. He's a little hatchback.
Legionardo says, I got one of my favorite sets of figures of all time and one of Hex's favorites, Fans Projects Minosaur.
Oh,
dude, it makes me, I don't know, is it? It makes me feel like I just ran like a 20-mile marathon. Like it just makes me, I'm already exhausted. I've been up for 24 hours by going live with this. And dude, that just hits me like in the chest. So, all right, number 20 for me. It went down like before I opened this figure. It was like, I don't know, number 15 or 16, but it's going down to number 20. Only because Hasbro, you make those windowless packaging and I can't see what's all in there, and then I'm missing the magazine to the gun. So that's going to be Sergeant Slaughter. Now, luckily, I've got the Valaverse little, gun pack or whatever, and so I just grabbed one of their magazines, and you have to, I don't know, it's a little thicker than the Hasbro one, so you have to kind of wiggle it in there, but luckily the gun's a little bit more gummy than the Valaverse one, so I was able to fit. Other than that, he was complete, but yeah, I dropped him down just because of that. So a little, that stuff like that shouldn't happen to me. It was one of the weirdest packagings. Whenever I opened it, I thought it was just going to be like a regular container, the plastic bubble or whatever on the inside, but no, it was 2 boxes, and one of them some accessories are like in cardboard little things, and then some are in like a little paper sack. It was like the weirdest packaging thing I've seen. So, all right, let's go with 19.
All right, 19. This is the other MOTU Origins figure in my list that made it. It's going to be the Deluxe Leech. No surprise, the Horde is my favorite MOTU or She-Ra, anything. And this character is probably one of the better ones that I think they've done. They gave him multiple hands and just enough accessories, 2 different heads. I like the idea that they did him as a deluxe, so you don't have to have the suction cup feature all over him. You can kind of vary it up a little bit and change it, and I love that they gave him that amount of attention. So yeah, Leech.
You can stick him anywhere.
Xander said his 19 is Digitino. I don't know who that is.
He's one of the rulers of the sun.
Oh, is he? Okay. Yeah. All right. I was like, I don't know that name.
Is that part of the 3-pack?
No, that's Space Sumo. Digitino is a single carded.
All right, Sport. What do you got?
Haven't seen him yet. You might not be able to see this very well, but it is the Cobra Officer classified.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's pretty much like the Cobra Trooper, Infantry Trooper, I guess you call him.
He's a higher rank, though.
He's a higher rank, and I have that one opened, but I haven't opened this one yet, but pretty much the same thing. I love these guys. I'm addicted to them. If I can find more, I'll get more. But this is, I wish Hasbro did this with Marvel Legends, with the articulation and details and all that. I love it. And I had to put him in there.
Also, I'll say, I don't know how you guys are doing your list, because my list might be confusing to some. So I'll say it like this. I didn't go through these and be like, dude, this is the best figure, like when we get to my one, like I'm not saying like it's the best figure, or, like 20 is not that, the best figure, like I didn't rank them that way. I ranked them of, if this was the last character in this line, like the line is dead, like no more coming out, like how glad I am that I got them. So like if it completes a set to where like, hey, like they did with Master of the Universe, like all of a sudden it was like, it's dead. DC Icons, it's dead, like that's the way I did it. So how important they were to get in my collection. Now with that said, this is an awesome figure. I love it. But I already have Scorponok. Black Zarak, he's pretty awesome. Yeah, get him in there. Number 19. I love Black Zarak. I love Super God Master Force.
It's good
but
stuff.
Like, as far as like, was it one that I'm like, God, they got to come out with him. They got it.
That
There
makes
was other
sense.
ones. There was other ones more important.
He was a runner. I had like 5 runner-ups, and the Cobra Officer and Black Zarek were both in the 5 runner-ups I had listed. Number 18, and the only Super 7 figure that made my list, Mumra. And as much as I hate that they don't come out often enough, or you never know when they're coming out or what year they were released because of it, there's no way that I couldn't put him in there. Just for the fact that beyond all the drama and all of the weirdness that surrounds Super 7 and how people talk about him, that figure is straight up off the show, and it is one of the best sculpts out of everything that I collect, and I collect a lot. So I'll give him props. That figure is amazing.
Real quick, Dalton says his number 20 is the Clone Wars Black Series Anakin. His 19 is Clone Wars Black Series Obi-Wan.
Nice.
And Xander says his 18 is Road Hauler.
Yeah, Road Hauler. He loved that figure.
Who can't?
What you got, Sport?
Yeah, it's a good mold.
It is. You know, you just mentioned Mumra. He would have been on the list, except I had to go through 2 of these to get a decent one. So, yeah, the biggest problem is the paint apps. You know, if you got a clean one, you're lucky. So I managed to clean this one up. I fixed his chest symbol there because BBTS was giving me a hard time. So unfortunately, I couldn't put him on the list because I just have. I love the figure, but I just had to go through hell just to get one that's reasonably nice. You know.
You had bad luck. I hear you.
I did, and I usually have good luck with Super 7 stuff, but Tiger's even worse. But I won't even get into that. But my 18, right, is Masterverse Hordak because he's pretty. I felt like I got my money's worth on him. I don't know. I just these deluxes are like $32, $33 plus tax. But this is the Hordak I've been waiting for. He's blue. I like the gray one, but I like the filmation-y blue. I like the proportions on him more. I always saw him as more of a slender type of guy instead of this bulky thing. His accessories work well. He's got the nice arm cannon attachment. He's got an arm as well with a regular hand that you can use on the right side, but you can also swap this cannon arm to go on the left side, which was a neat idea. And it just shows that they put in a lot of thought in this character. I don't mind the cape. It actually is a soft goods cape. It is see-through, but it works for me. So I've had a lot of fun with this guy. He's terrorizing She-Ra all the time.
Let's see. Dalton says his 18 is Black Zarek as well.
Ooh.
And I was gonna mention too. Art says, "Man, I got the Hordak on sale at Target for $16.99 right before Christmas. That was a great figure." Yeah, I went in the day before Christmas, and Target had all that stuff on clearance. All those deluxes were like $15. So, like, you could clean up if you wanted.
The 25 here still. Oh, well.
Let's see. For number 18, I'm gonna go with the Crimson Guard. So, like, you can put all his accessories on him. I dig that. I like that. So,
yeah, he's a good one. All right. Number 17, I got Breaker and the Ram Cycle. One of my first 2 G.I. Joes, so he'll always have a special place. And I thought they did a good job with the update on him. And I actually like that he came with the Ram Cycle because the first day I bought a G.I. Joe in 1982, I bought Breaker, Snake Eyes, and the Ram Cycle. So it only seemed fitting.
I feel like I'm missing some of my figures. I forgot to post it.
Yeah, same here.
Instagram. I think there's a couple times where I've taken pictures of hauls and then just had it on my phone and then never posted it, and then just was like, well, that's been on here in my gallery for a long time. Let me delete that. So
Yeah, this year it took a while.
that's basically how I do is I just go through my Instagram, all things, and I'm like, and I just make a list through that. So
yeah,
Xander said 17 is point
blank.
blank.
That's
Okay, point blank. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
Target
good.
Master.
Yeah. Dalton didn't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dalton, if you watch his video, you can tell he doesn't have good taste. He doesn't like Blitzwing either. So
Okay. My 17 is going to be G.I. Joe Roadblock. The what was the Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
That's the one I wanted. This is the version that I've been waiting for. I love the character in the show. I love the figure. I love the way he looks. This is the proper, for me anyway, this is the Roadblock. And I love the accessories. I like the Gatling gun that he comes with instead of that sci-fi railgun thing that the other one had. I've just been really enjoying this figure. And I like the fact that they made him taller than the other Joes. So, yeah.
That one came out this year because both then they must have been in the same picture or bought it around the same time because both those I didn't show that I had bought them this year, but they're sitting on my shelf. So
I know I got them this year for sure.
Yeah, that made me sell my other Roadblock. So
yeah, that's what I did. I got rid of the other one and kept this guy. He's my boy.
All right, Dalton says 17 for him is Cobra Officer, and Bill Blitzwing 5000 says The Last Ronin Armored. I guess is his 17. So, all right, for me, I'm gonna go with if I can finagle this thing over here. I'm gonna go with Spirit, and I went with the wings where he's like full on bald eagle. Dude, he looks awesome on the shelf, just sitting in the back there. So straighten that up. Yeah. Yeah, but it's awesome looking. Just the sculpt on this figure is amazing. Too.
Probably the best one.
All right, what you got for what is it?
All right. Number 16. Speaking of wings being spread. Hudson from the Gargoyles that NECA is putting out. He's fantastic. I won't talk about NECA, but we're stuck with them. They've got the Gargoyles license and the sculpts look good. I wish he had the folded wings, but I'm going to say that for every single one. I think they should always come with both. I like the fact that they should come with both. But I thought his sculpt was really good. And he's one of two that made the list.
Yeah,
and I'm all in. I'm all in on Gargoyles. I'm not cherry picking. I'm buying every single one of them.
Sweet.
I hope they make a lot. I mean, I hope it's deep. Hope it's a deep line. I guess we don't know if it's going to be. Isn't Turtles one of the only? Well, Turtles and Predator and Alien, they're like the three that they go deep on. But some of them, they kind of cut them off before they're finished. Doesn't NECA do that?
Yeah.
Sadly, yeah.
I just put in the wings for Demona. How scary is it once you get those wings in and you have to go? It's like, oh my god, it is going to break. I have no faith in NECA as far as them not breaking.
I will say the Hudson one, the wings aren't as scary. I didn't have any scariness with them. Like when you go to do the different thing, I don't know if I lucked out or they're starting to improve it, but moving it around half as scary as it was for Demona. Demona has been she was the scariest.
Yeah, hers like her wings. Whenever you're folding them out, instead of being straight, they make a crack noise, crack, and I'm like,
hey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Xander says 16 is going to be Green Lantern from Superpowers line. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
John Stewart. Yeah. What you got, Sport?
Mine's going to be a little surprise. And that is, Xander will like this one. Holler, Road Holler. Same exact mold as, of course, Inferno and Grapple. But that green, man, that's what got me. And the mold is great.
Did you get it for the $25 on sale?
I did, yeah.
Good job.
It's my belated Christmas gift, so he still counts. I got him in December, so.
Dalton says 16 is going to be Black Series Cad Bane version 1. And then for me, I loved, again, NECA, scary, but I loved this figure when I was a kid. And so to have it in their version, Scumbug, dude, he looks awesome looking, dude. So,
Never found him.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, it was 2-pack Anthrax.
Yeah, I never found him.
Yeah. The guts, the movable mouth and everything, so awesome figure.
Love the names too. Scumbag.
Scumbug.
Scumbug, sorry, yeah.
All right. So number 15, this
Yep.
is the Infantry Commando from Action Force. One of, if not my favorite toy line currently is Valaverse Action Force. And this guy is just fantastic. Like all his gear and he was exclusive to Dorkside, and then Bobby ended up putting him on his site when Dorkside went down.
Dorkside's dead.
So multiple chances to pick that up.
Very cool. Sorry. Mine's going to be the McFarlane figure, which is the DC Universe, The Dark Knight Returns, Batman. There's nothing really special about him. I'm not saying there is, but like with Josh here, with Hex, he was saying that what figures that I guess you like the most in terms of handling them. I just been having fun with this guy. I like the beefiness of him. I like his cape even though it's plastic. But I do like the way they sculpted it. I just really like the way this looks. And he's been actually sitting in the background there all this time because he's one of my favorites. I love this Batman. I love the comics, and I love the animated adaptation. And I think they did a better job than Mattel did for this character in figure form. So that's my, 15? Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Xander says 15 is Macho Man from the crowdfunded Wrestling Ring exclusive, and congratulations on actually getting your figure too.
Yeah.
And
That's a
then
good one.
Dalton says his is going to be Drag Strip. Mine will be the Super 7. I'm going to go with Monkey. So
That's a cool
just
one.
get those core bad guys in there.
All right. Number 14, the only Transformer that made the list.
Blasphemy.
Motormaster. And out of all the Transformers this year, there's no Transformer that I played with more than these Stunticons. And yeah, they're, other than Defensor, Minosaur is probably my second. Of those, I think Predaking's at the top always, but below him on the other level, Defensor and Minosaur are my favorite. And I think they did it overall a really good job with all of them, but I thought Motormaster did the most, and I found myself I think I transformed him 5 or 6 times, which is a record for me and Transformers these days. Like, I just don't do that anymore. So I just thought they did a good job with him. I noticed on the after, I just picked up a second set of all of them, so I have another complete set. Only because I saw that on the aftermarket, they are going for a pretty penny here.
Oh, really?
You can, yeah. So I'd watch those if anybody is, you know.
Yeah,
I like
still need
picking, always
Motormaster.
I like having like certain ones that are, just stellar. I'll pick up two, and it's very rare that I do that with Transformers anymore. But I feel good about picking up two of
I
each of
th-
these.
and I think the Motormaster looks best in his regular robot mode.
Yeah.
Like I think it's superb. Where
Mhm.
like most people put it in combined mode. Me, I'm doing it just because it helps save space. To where
Yeah.
put 5 bots and then he's only going to take up a certain amount of area. To where if I had them in their individual bots, it's going to take up more real estate. So, but I love the way Motormaster looks. On its own.
Yeah. I wish I felt that way, like the way that I felt about transforming him and how much fun I had. I wish I could feel that way about all of the Transformers. I don't. It's not that I don't like other Transformers characters, but every once in a while I'll get one and transform it, and I'm like, that was magic. Last year it was Rodimus. This year it's Motormaster. I like what they're doing. The price points have jumped a little far up, but what you're getting and the experience that you're getting with that size class has been overall pretty good. So
Painted rims. So
yeah,
Wish
then
I
you gotta
got
pay
one. Yeah.
like 80 bucks just to get painted rims. It's a
yeah.
little ridiculous. Let's see. Xander says superpower is Superman and the superpower Batwing. Dalton also says 14 is Motormaster for him. And Bill Blitzwing 5000 says Storm Shadow.
Nice.
He was a
Yeah, I wish I found one.
think.
I hope I find a Motormaster. Oh boy. Mine would be, and Hex is not going to like this one. Mine would be Tarantulas.
He's a good one.
He's a good one.
What's he doing on this list?
He's doing the list because of his colors, and I've always wanted a Tarantulas, and one that doesn't suck. He can support himself in his tarantula mode on his legs without any problems. The transformation's kind of nice. I do dig the transformation. He cleans up pretty well. I mean, he's got that thing on the back, but I think it looks fine.
Yeah, for Beast Wars, I mean,
for Beast Wars, he cleans up real nice.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you say to find a Beast Wars that doesn't suck, so I guess.
Well, the bugs have problems with supporting their own weight on their legs, so this guy, at least for now, he's still new, of course. He can support himself. The colors are great. The articulation's nice. Not much else to say except he's just a very pleasant surprise for me.
All right, we're on 14. I'm gonna go with. I think this cleans up the main bad guys that you saw in the cartoon majority of the time. Vulture Man. So another one I had as a kid, so I was happy to get him in this form. Again, kind of ranking the list where that would complete. Like if it ended today, that would complete the main core of the little henchman bad guys. So
I need to open that one. I still haven't opened. There's a few I haven't opened, and he's one of them. My shelf is full though, so I'm like, what do I do?
That's another reason I look at it is like as we run out of real estate and stuff, and I got to start looking at stuff like, hey, do I need like I used to buy all the different variants and stuff. Like, all right, now it's time to get rid of some of those variants because like so I can make room for other stuff and like especially with the prices that all these figures have gone up to where now it's like, dude, I'm cherry picking everything. Like you're not making more money off of this Hasbro. You're probably making less, to be honest. I believe that's what your earnings call even said. And even with your prices going up, that's because now we're cherry picking, So, but that's where like as we like crowd our things in to where it's like, who's the main core bad guy? Who are just the core, good guys and stuff. That way, like I said, if it ended today, I'd be happy that I could complete some lines. So
Yeah.
I still think DC Icon's crazy for canceling right before release of Catwoman. You know,
Yeah, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Jeez.
well, I
That's-
mean, Catwoman's more popular,
Yeah, I know.
and
Yeah.
Sinestro. I forget
Sinestro.
who it was. It was Sinestro, Catwoman, and there was a third one in there, which I forgot who it was. And then they canceled that way before. Anyways,
All right, I'm gonna try not to break these all over the floor.
Water.
Number 13, the first hot toy on the list is Bo-Katan from The Mandalorian, and she is superb. I don't have anything. There's no nitpicks for me on that figure.
is
I
it
think I've
molded
got
hair or real hair?
molded.
Molded. okay.
Molded. Yeah. Yep. She's a good one. I think I've got 3 hot toys on the list. I think there's 3.
Let's see. Xander says his is the Bat. Is he talking about Man Bat?
No, he's talking about the troop builder, like Cobra Bat.
Oh, the back.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, mine is another McFarlane figure, and it's from the same series, which is The Dark Knight Returns, and that'll be the Superman. And he's got that Ronald Reagan look. It's not going to show up at all on my camera.
I know which one you got. I know
Yeah,
which one you're talking about.
he's got that Ronald Reagan face, basically, which I find infinitely amusing. But like Batman, I just really enjoy this figure. He's a big, buff, beefy Superman. And he's been hanging out with my Masters of the Universe Multiverse figures because he's got almost that same physique, I guess you can say. So, yeah. Not much else to say except I just had a lot of fun with him.
All right. My 13.
Good boy.
I got to be careful with this because Rick will probably know which one I'm about to pull up. Easy there, girl. Demona. And so the Hasbro Pulse stands, it works excellent for her.
They are good.
I like they're
Actually,
they're really good.
I ordered 6 more of them just for the gargoyles going forward. Yep.
Yeah. So she her pose with her cannon, everything looks really good about her. Like I could move her up. Like actually, when I started the show, she was God, where was she? She was at number 17 or 18 or something. And she's as we've kept going, I'm like, well, actually, I like her more than. Well, I really. This is one where I'm like, dude, it's an awesome figure. You know,
Yeah,
where
it feels fresh though, right? Like having that line be something that we can collect now, even though it's NECA. And the sculpts are really good, and most of us love that show. And it just feels fresh having them. Like when I was pulling everything out, and you put everything down for that you got, and you feel pretty good about it. But some of them you feel really good about, and the gargoyles, even though it's NECA, they're really nice. Feels good.
yeah, like Hudson would have probably
Collecting
made
should
my
be
list
fun.
somewhere, but it
Yeah.
was in my pile of loot, and I just asked them to ship it today. So like we're looking at 2023. Like Rick, you and I could probably put together a top 15 of 2023 already together. So
Oh yeah, it's been for whatever reason the first 2 weeks of January have been heavy. Let's see, we are on 12. So number 12 for me.
Real quick, Bill Blitzwing 5000 says Studio Series Wreck-Gar for 13. Dalton says 13 is Legacy Alpha Trion, and Xander says 12 is Superpowered Batman.
Yeah, he loves the superpower.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dalton, I saw your message. Yeah, I'm excited for Armada Prime. I like Armada.
Yeah.
We get Metroplex because I didn't feel like I need it. I have the old one, and I'm not even that excited about owning that, so I didn't get the great big Titan version. But yeah,
Dalton,
Armada Prime sounds good.
Dalton, I don't like Armada, in case you're wondering. I like also.
I think I'll get that Metroplex.
Number 12, back to G.I. Joe. And for me, this is like a core Joe in the cartoon and in the comic, but especially in the comic. It's you got to have Lonzo and Snake Eyes and Scarlet. So I think they did a great job with him. He's got a few little options that you can do as far as looks, but they really nailed it. His face sculpt is, and overall, just G.I. Joe. I'll say more about Joe later when we get to a certain figure or two, but overall, Joe and Action Force, for me, like, they're really hard to beat as an action figure that you take out and you just pose it and mess with it and look at it, and they're killing it. And the Hasbro team that's doing Joe, they've gotten better every 6 months. They're putting product out. Like, they continue. I don't know all of the sculpting team, I guess. I know some of them that I've seen. But they're getting better and better. So bravo. I love that.
Very cool. Well, my number 12 is going to be a line that I really feel is underappreciated, but I've been enjoying it all year, and that would be the Masterverse Trapjaw. I've always liked Trapjaw. He was, as a kid, the first MOTU figure I ever got was a Trapjaw, and he's been one of my favorites ever since. And this guy, they're doing their own take on him, but he still has that Trapjaw look. I like the way they hunched him over a little bit at the neck, I mean. But really good. For the money, you get a lot for this figure. And if you can find him on discount, you're going to really get a good deal, because this is probably one of the best releases, in my opinion, from the line in 2022. So that's him.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really good line. The fact that it doesn't the only reason they're not, I've gotten all of them, so I've completed them so far.
Yeah,
but none are in my list, but it's not because it's not because they're bad figures. It's like I told you guys, I could have done a top 50 easily. Easily. There are 40 other figures that I could tell you I thought were amazing. This was a good year for figures.
Dalton said 12 for him is Scourge Black Convoy. For me, this I have them in the combined form, but Motormaster as well, as you said. So I've already kind of talked about him, but I don't have his little friends on there. Well, actually, I mean, the Stunticons, they're not really any of them friends, even though they're a team. But yeah, that's where I put Motormaster. Again, I think he's better in his singular robot form. It looks superb. Especially whenever you look at the G1, what we used to have, you're looking at that and you're like, this could have been so good, but like they're so limited back then, with what they could do. And then you looked at the Combiner Wars one, you're like, still not there,
Not there.
Like,
like
that was a mess. To be fair, that was a mess.
Yeah.
And we were okay with that mess. I remember none of us were like completely happy with it, but we were like, oh, Stunticons. I feel like they turned it around this time, and overall they got it right. Overall, Breakdown for me was kind of just a last second fumble. They didn't lose the game, but they almost lost the game. Like, it was a pretty big fumble at the end, but Motormaster makes up for it, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Number
the other people's 12s. Let's see. Blitzwing 5000 says Casey Jones. And Xander says 11 is going to be Crocmaster for him. So.
Oh, nice.
It's a good figure.
All right. Number 11 for me is the other gargoyle that made the list. Probably my favorite, honestly. I mean, on the show, I like Puck, and I like Puck and Demona and Macbeth, kind of. But as far as like the core gargoyles, I guess Bronx is probably my favorite.
Oh, and
awesome. This figure is amazing. Like the airbrush on this and the sculpt is just ridiculous. Like, it almost doesn't seem like NECA. This one, like, it's really good. It's superb.
I gotta get onto that. I've been resisting the Gargoyles figures, but the more I see them, the more I want them. You're not
If you
helping,
watch
Rick.
the animated series, if you start watching that again, like I just finished watching the whole run again, and it's
it was a great series. I loved it. Yeah.
Bill says, I can't believe I bought that Combiner Wars Motormaster. Dude, we all did.
Yeah, Bill.
But we all sold it. We all sold it too.
Yeah, I sold that too.
It was such a mess.
You bought it, and then you bought the upgrade kit, and everyone was like high on that, you know. And then it was like they'll come out. Like as soon as they hit with Predaking, people started selling Combiner Wars stuff because they're like, you know what? I think they're going to start doing bigger ones. Like I think they're getting a little bit better hang of it. So
that's true. Well, mine would be someone that Dalton did not like. I'm looking at you, Dalton. And that would be Blitzwing.
Yeah.
Oh, I like Blitzwing.
I love it. I don't care about the things hanging off the front and back of him. That's G1, man. I mean, the tank mode is great. I don't mind the jet mode. I know he's got the kibble on the bottom, but I don't care. The robot is where the money's at. And I did like the what was it, Titan's Return one? That wasn't too bad.
I didn't buy that. I was like, I'll wait. They'll one day come out with a better one. There's so many Transformers where I'm just like, I'll wait until they do a better one.
I mean, if he wasn't a headmaster, it would have been better. But this guy checks all the boxes for me as Blitzwing. I've been playing with him ever since I got him.
He's fun to transform too. He's not too complicated. I sat down with Xander. I don't know if it was on Christmas or not, but we went through and did the transformations because I was trying to show him it's not that complicated.
No, it's not.
He's pretty fun. Once you do it once, you're good.
The turret goes up and down and turns all the way around. I mean, he's got some good functionality as a tank too. So he's actually a solid figure. I like him.
Dalton says his is Flame Toys Leo Prime model kit. So that's who Dalton put at 11 instead of Blitzwing. Because at 11, I also have Blitzwing.
Nice.
So I think he's awesome, you know, because like I look at that and I'm like, that's the way I wanted him to look. And again, we said this before the figure came out, and now seeing him in person, I love that the head is that bright yellow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and those big red shades, like, dude, I dig that. So.
All right, we made it to the halfway point.
Yeah.
Number 10. Number 10, one of the best troop builders this year. I love these guys. I love the options that you have, you know, for the different looks. And this is just one of those figures that if it's not perfect, it's super close to perfect. So
yeah, and you can do them all different ways. Like I have all four of mine, or all have like a different combination of things.
Yeah,
it just makes the display a lot more fun.
Let's see. Xander says 10 for him is going to be Storm Shadow, and Bill says I like that Blitzwing, but yeah, they can be better. Like his name's Blitzwing 5000, so he's like that's the character I think that he's going to critique the most.
Yeah.
So. Like
it's
never going to be perfect. Like they could come out with a perfect masterpiece Blitzwing, and he can be like, "But they can do better."
Yeah,
better. So
I believe it. Yeah.
Until he actually gets a Blitzwing that is like a Gundam suit that he can get in and transform into a tank, a jet, and fly it, and a robot and control it, I don't think he will be happy. What do you got, Sport?
I got one that I had in the classified line, and I liked it a lot, but I sold him. And you got to help me out, guys. Should I open him? This would be the original colors gung ho.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I
good
got that
figure.
one.
But should I open them? I don't know. I hate it when they do packaging like this because I love the
would.
presentation.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
you
right
can-
now, but
you
like
can
I would
never-
open it.
You can never ask me that question because I'm always going to say open it.
Open it. Okay, well the verdict is in. I'll open them. But I love the first one in the line, but the colors were wrong. To me, this is gung ho. This is the way he
well,
looks,
you're very like, you know, all of the figures that you've chosen so far, the ones that are straight from your childhood. You want it straight childhood exactly.
Yeah.
You know, with
Pretty
more
much.
articulation if possible.
in detail, which is this guy has it.
There's-
I mean,
Yeah, I sold.
That's
mine
why
with
they do
Gung
it.
Ho,
I mean,
too.
that's why they're doing them.
yeah.
You know, so that they can kind of give that audience what they want.
Give me more. Yep.
All right. Let's see. Forget the number, but my next guy on my list is the Dr. Mindbender. So pretty
This is a good
cool.
one.
Yeah. He's got all that extra stuff that I just leave in the packaging because I ain't got no room for that stuff. So, all right, what do you got for?
All right. Number 9. Let's see. Another G.I. Joe. Spirit and Freedom.
He's so good.
just-
That is probably the best face sculpt
Yeah.
out of them all.
This was a home run for sure. Yeah,
Mine's in the
home
mail.
run.
He's beautiful. I'm sorry. That sealed the deal for me for G.I. Joe. I don't have him yet, but he's en route. But everything I've seen about him, people love him. I can see why.
He's great.
Yeah.
Dalton says 10 for him is Legacy Blitzwing. I was really surprised. Xander says 9 is Dr. Mindbender, and Dalton says 9 is Lego Optimus Prime.
That's a cool one. Well, mine's going to be another Masterverse. It's been a good year for me for Masters of the Universe. I'm sorry. I'm in love with this line. I'm in love with Origins too, but this guy, this is what I wish Playmates would do with their Ninja Turtle figures. Because if you notice, the villains are always either the same size or smaller than the turtles. That just drives me nuts.
We're gonna take a look at some Playmates.
Yeah, I bet. And Mattel figured it out, and this Beast Man is exactly the way he has to be. Bigger, broader, badder, meaner. This guy is a brute, and that's the way I've always envisioned him to be. I wasn't gonna go with this chest harness thing, but I found myself really liking it, even though I do prefer the old school look to him. But I decided to keep this on because I just love the furry goods and the weird skull thing on his chest. He's got great accessories. He's a unique sculpt. He's big. He looks like he can do some damage.
I just love that team that's working on Masterverse converted you to trying something outside of the one you had as a kid. That's awesome, dude.
I was really surprised because the first thing that I was going to do was take this thing off and put it the way you want. But
it's a good mixture of soft goods. Every once in a while, you get something that the soft goods look really cool on, and that's one of them.
And he still looks like Beastman. He still has that Beastman,
Yeah, Beastman should have always been that big. Yeah. I like the 2000. I thought the 2000X Beastman, in the cartoon, I love that his shoulders were wider and broader and all that.
He was a brute. That's mine.
All right, so for my number 9, and this is let's see. Yeah, this is the last NECA thing on here, but with this character, Usagi Yojimbo, they could end the Toon Ninja Turtles, NECA could, and I would be fine. Like, he was the last one that I was like, gotta have him. So like with him, and he's awesome with like his little soft goods, and put the little bandana on him and stuff like that. He's a solid figure. He's cool looking. So,
and he's so small, but he's got tons of articulation. I love that.
Yeah, just a nice figure. So,
all right, if I can get this up here. Number 8. This is the line that I said I would never get because the size wasn't right for the brand. And then they went back and they made it better. So I now have a Mondo Deluxe He-Man, and I'm thoroughly impressed. Do I need all of them? No. I love Origins. Origins kind of does it for me. And I already have, 95% of the classics. I'm buying Masterverse, but they impressed me with this. I'm probably only going to buy 4 of them. We'll see. I hear they're going to redo Skeletor. So if they do a good job redoing Skeletor, I'll take a look. But I just got the Hordak. I couldn't include Hordak because he just came in. But Hordak is even better than He-Man. Hordak is possibly the best sculpt, at best Masters of the Universe sculpt of any figure ever made. That Hordak. I don't know who they have doing like the head sculpts, but holy God, they're really good in person.
Wait till they come out with that snap spout.
Who do I have to kill to get that He-Man? I don't know. I wish I could.
Oh, dude, I think it was Sideshow that still have it. I really think you should try out.
Yeah, I'll check
Sideshow. They had it last week, still in stock, and you can control your layaway dates, and you can control how many payments you want to make. If you want to make 2 or 3, you can control it. You should try it though before it sells out, because I think it's going to do well. That the re-release of it. It doesn't come with all of the different looks. It's just your basic figure,
right?
But that's all I have. This thing, he's just holding the power sword and the shield. Your basic He-Man.
Yeah, I mean, I have the first release He-Man, but that one that you have is much better.
Oh no, dude! The sculpt on this is just, they just figured it out, right?
Yeah,
they cracked the code.
I love it. If they get a Skeletor out, I'll be on top of that too. That Battle Cat's huge.
Yeah, I didn't.
That?
I'm trying to ignore that it's going to exist.
Yeah,
but I could end up with it. I'm not going to say I won't. That's for sure. I'm not going to say I won't.
It's like the size of a small cat.
Yeah, is it 30? 30? Is it 30 or 33 inches long?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
It's a big boy.
Dalton 8 is Studio Series 86 Ironhide. Best G1 Ironhide outside of MP. Xander says 8 is going to be Superpowers Flash.
Ooh,
dude,
nice.
He's going all in on the superpowers, man. And so
he loves superpowers.
I thought about buying those for the nephews, maybe next year. It's something simpler where I could even buy more of them too, because it's a great price point. So
and they're doing a Batmobile. I think they might be doing the Invisijet, but so they're going to have a few smaller vehicles coming out. They'll probably keep it at that $29 price point for the vehicles.
Dude, you said the Invisible Jet for Wonder Woman, dude. That is an easy gift for the nephews. Be like, bro, it's an empty box. Like, where's the figure? I'm like, it's the Invisible Jet. They're like, I don't see it. I'm like, I know, it's invisible.
Yeah.
So you can just take your Wonder Woman and just fly around.
Yeah.
So. George says number 8 is Mafex Nightfall Batman. It's a nice one.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
their figures have been off the charts. I didn't get the Nightfall Batman, but I'm tempted. I've got a lot of the other ones, and those are good release figures.
Nice.
All right, what you got, Sport?
I got one that has been a frustration for many because he's been very difficult to find, and that would be Cosmos.
I love him.
Hey, dude, I've never seen him in store. Never.
I was lucky. I went there first thing in the morning, and they didn't even put him out yet. They still had him in the shipper box, and I pulled him out. Went to the register.
Yeah, Dalton got me mine. Otherwise, I would never have him.
He does have some QC issues, like a loose arm. A lot of people have that, but
Oh, mine doesn't do that.
this one is fine.
Mine was a little bit too tight. Like I was worried it was so tight.
Yeah. But he still presents well. I'm happy with him. And if they ever reissue him, I'll buy another one too. But such a nice figure. And, for such a oddball character, we've gotten some good molds out of him in the past. The previous versions, the Legends ones and stuff, they've been pretty nice. But this one, what's the word I'm looking for? Captures the look perfectly. A derpy, chunky, oddball character. I love him for it. So that's one for me. Figure. I'd rank him higher, but so many people had a hard time finding him. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, so you gotta put it on Hasbro for that. So
yeah,
that's you're the reason why he didn't get higher on the list, Hasbro.
All right,
I'm gonna go with one of the fine troop builders, G.I. Joe's Cobra Bat. They're just amazing. So I don't think there's a whole lot need to be said about that. Everyone likes Cobra Bat.
If you don't like Cobra Bat, get out.
All right, what are we on? 7?
Number 7. All right, number 7. Easily one of the best G.I. Joe figure releases this year. That probably the second best head sculpt all year for G.I. Joe. Tiger Force Outback. I like his weapons. I love the flashlight. All the things from the old figure, they found a way to put them on there. Like the sculpt on the backpack. Just a good figure.
Aren't they coming out with a different version of him down the road?
Yep. Yeah, the regular, just a regular Outback, not the Tiger Force.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for that before he goes on my list. So, and let's see. Dalton says 7 is Tarantulas. George says Transformers Bazooka. Is it a Transformer? Or are you talking about the G.I. Joe Bazooka?
Tiger Force Bazooka.
Tiger Force Bazooka. Okay, I'm sorry. Anytime, God, I've been up so long. Anytime I see TF, my brain just automatic Transformers.
Right.
So, yeah, Tiger Force. Okay, my bad. And Xander says 7 is Outback as well. So, yeah, dude, I've been up since 6 p.m. yesterday. So. That's the way it is on them Saturday nights for me.
We're just ripping through this list, aren't we?
No, we got to. We got some news to cover. So
yeah, well, let's not waste time. I had a really hard time with this list. I'm sure we all have, but this guy represents the line for me. Okay, you can put any one of them you want that came out in 22, but the one I picked out just as at a random is Randor from the Origins line. And I've always wanted a King Randor, but the original ones, if you want them complete with a cape, they cost ridiculous amounts of money, all because of that stupid cape. So I got a couple of these, one to go with my original vintage line and one to put with my Origins. I know I'm cheating, but I don't care. But you can substitute any Origins figure that came out in 22 on my list for this position, because this line has been just nonstop winner after winner for me. And Leech being one of them. I forgot to bring him down, to be honest with you. I had Randor sitting there, so I just grabbed him. But I like the fact that, you've got that retro look, but you got the more updated articulation. Love the sculpts all around. They're actually, in my opinion, I know this is blasphemy, but I like them better than the original ones.
I like them better.
Yeah.
And I had a big collection of the originals. Every time I pick one up, it feels like I'm a kid. They did such a good job when they did the retro He-Man and Skeletor, not the first versions, but the second ones that look like the old school ones. Right. Man, it's like owning a time machine.
Where do you find those, by the way? Where can you find those fixed
And
his
I
head.
got them on Amazon a long time ago. Really cheap. They were like $8 or $9 on sale.
Shoot. Okay.
But yeah, I like that line a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you can put any figure in that line. They're just, to me, they're all winners.
The 2.5-year-old nephew, he was here for Christmas, and well, I mean, they live in town, but we got him several Origins figures, dude, because I would do like voices with him, like Mantenna and Buzz Off. And
Yeah.
dude, he loves it, like doing the action features and then making noises. And then he would start to do it. So, dude, like he loves it. So,
It's gonna make him a MOTU fan for sure.
oh yeah, dude, he's got a ton. Like,
Nice.
he's got a ton of figures. So, all right, for me, I'm going with what I consider the best trooper ever. I love them so much. I love the vintage when I was a kid, and this was one I was so excited to get and happy to get earlier than later in the line. But Alley Viper, and like, dude, I've got him geared up. Like, he's got every accessory going. So
Nice.
and I like the way the shield, like getting that sucker on the arm and getting it the way you want is a little bit of a pain. But dude, I love Alley Viper.
Yeah, he's good. All right, number 6. I think this. Yeah, I got two classified figures left. Snake Eyes and Timber from the Alpha Commandos 2-pack.
Which one is
number
that?
6.
The gray timber or the white timber? I can't tell.
Oh, it's the first release.
The first one, the gray one. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dalton says, I thought it was Transformers 2 and Beast Wars Neo Bazooka. Dude, don't give me
No.
that credit. You know, I have no idea who that character is. Blitzwing says 6 is going to be Spirit, Iron Knife. Dalton says number 6 is Legacy Inferno. George says 6 for Spirit as well. And Xander says 6 is Spirit and Redon.
Probably Freedom.
Freedom. Okay.
Freedom is the other bird. Yeah.
Oh, you still have
All right. Who's next?
Me.
Okay. What do you got?
And that would be Mr. Sergeant Slaughter. I've wanted a Sergeant Slaughter for so long, and I know that we've gotten versions of him in the past, including Action Force, but I wanted a younger looking Sergeant Slaughter, and this guy checks all the boxes for me. The only thing I don't like is the windowless packaging, but the figure itself, this is the one for me. And the level of satisfaction I got in getting him puts him way up on my list because of that.
All right. For me, it's going to be Croc Master and Fiona. They're so beautiful together. So I love that I've got it set up on the shelf where he's just holding Fiona and she's got her little babies or whatever chilling out beside her. So I didn't grab them, obviously, but another thing that I like with the Joe stuff is when it gets to the pets, they don't like just cheap out and then like here's one, like a static, one mold figure, like like you got with your old school, like what am I thinking, Battle Cat and Panthro, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they're like characters themselves.
Exactly.
So with like Spirit and Fiona and like Timber, Mutt, or not
Junkyard.
I forget. Junkyard, yeah. Whenever you get those, like they'll have the same thing. So I really dig that about them.
Yeah.
Let's see. And Dalton says number 5 for him is Legacy Jyaxis. And really impressed him. Bot mode is fantastic. So I passed on him.
Me too. Sorry.
All right. Number 5. All right. Number 5. Gonna go with Hot Toys Anakin from Clone Wars. And this, I just needed this on my Clone Wars shelf. And I feel like they've been doing a good job coming out with a few different Clone Wars figures every year. This one's got a bunch of different options as far as looks and stuff. He's got the cape. He's got 2 pieces of armor. I just happen to like the poncho kind of blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
So,
That's nice.
We need more ponchos. Yeah.
Let's see. George says number 5 is Mafex Cyborg Superman. And then Xander says 5 for him is Desert Rat. Which one?
Yeah, it's Action Force.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
I thought he was meaning Tunnel Rat. I'm like, you already got him.
Yeah.
Golly. Like, yo, man, like, what kind of connection you got?
You go to the future. We're on 5, right?
Yeah, number 5.
Okay. Number 5 for me. And again, I'm a Masters guy. So that'd be the 40th anniversary He-Man. This, don't get me wrong. I am always going to feel that the Classics line is the best Masters Universe line, period. It's still the best for me. This guy comes close, though. This guy comes close because for the price point, I mean, if you want to buy a Classics figure, He-Man, you're going to spend money through the nose. This guy is a great substitute. They got the colors right, I think, compared to the Classics one. The furry loincloth and the boots are more of a reddish brick color instead of brown. I mean, if you have any of these bucks, you know what you're getting into, so I don't even have to open it to show you. But what they did change was they made the chest broader. They did make the chest larger for this figure, which makes him look so much better than the Revelation He-Man. So this hits all the nostalgic buttons for me. I hope they do a Skeletor like they did for the, what was that, 2-pack that they did with the metal weapons?
Yeah.
You got that one, Rick? With the articulating jaw. I hope they carry that through with a 40th anniversary for the Skeletor. Hopefully this year.
Wouldn't it be 41st anniversary then? Or 41st?
Well, if they count it as a Filmation, I don't know. It's stretching it, I know. But either way, I don't care what they do as long as they come out with it.
Let's see. Bill says number 5, Eastman and Large, Casey Jones. And then Art says, I'm calling Hex's number 1 figure will be Beast Wars reissue Walmart exclusive retract. I don't even know who the hell that is. So.
I think that's the point.
Yeah.
If we're doing our predictions, then that one's probably going to be wrong. George says everyone is making some great choices. Hopefully it continues. I'm going to go with Storm Shadow. I believe he's my last Joe to make it, so gotta have him on the list, man. Just awesome looking figure.
I gotta get that. I'm so behind.
I think we get into some. Well, not yet. We're about to get into some big boys.
Number 4.
Yeah.
All right, number 4, almost to the top. This one is the other Action Force Battleverse figure that made the list, and that is the Night Ops Steel Brigade Trooper. I've got 4 of these up there in different poses, and honestly, not really a better action figure on the market. If you're into like kind of special forces, Night Ops, SEAL team stuff, I don't know, man. They just really do that. They push that button. They get it right. You mix that with all the gun packs and stuff that he puts out, just makes for a really fun line to collect.
Yeah, that's what you get for cutting him, Hasbro. Should have kept him on board.
No, because
That's true.
this is always my theory. Yeah, having Bobby out there doing his thing and making that competitive market only makes Hasbro better, because they are looking at what he's doing.
That's true.
And yeah, you really need that competition. Otherwise,
if it wasn't for Bobby, I wouldn't have a magazine to go in the gun of my Sergeant Slaughter. So
you think that's one of the reasons why Hasbro made weapons more realistic in the classified line?
I mean, the fans wanted it, and Bobby was doing it.
Yeah.
They have to be looking. I mean,
I'm glad they did that. So.
It's good, man.
It is good.
Let's see. Go ahead.
I was going to say one thing I hope that he does before they get to it at Hasbro. I know I need to reach out to. Usually I'll reach out to him and put these little things in his ear just to see if he's going to do it. But like when they go to do Arctic Troopers, I really love what they were doing back when they were doing like the Pursuit of Cobra line, and Bobby was on that team. I remember the Snow Job figure around that time had a little blanket rolled up, and it was soft goods at the top of the backpack. And when you get to that type of stuff where you can do like a rolled up blanket and you can actually do it, I hope they do it and don't just sculpt it, because if they start doing it, hopefully Hasbro, when they get a chance to do those 5 or 6 different Arctic Troopers, all of which were cool, I think, they might be able to do that too. So I'll always want to see the competition keep like leveling up a little bit, so that the mainline stuff, because we're at a really weird place right now where prices are going high, and we're getting less. And I'll only take a second. With Bobby giving us like 8 hands for all the military figures that he's doing and stuff, and for that price point, he's creating this competitive market and raising expectations, while Hasbro, their price is creeping towards Bobby's price, but we're not getting half of what Bobby's given us. And that's a really weird place to be, because either you could tank or you could try to keep up. And for me, as long as there's competition like Valaverse, Hasbro will try to keep up, and they'll keep getting better. Anyway, that was my whole point. I'm looking at what Hasbro has been doing since Action Force came out, and there's other there's other stuff out there too. Whether you're a Mezco fan or there's other stuff. Mayfax, they've been calling those out in the chat. But it's good. I mean, it's good that those things are in the market, because otherwise we wouldn't get what we've been getting.
Real quick, do you know Xander's number 4? Is it Tigra or Trigger?
Trigger. That's an Action Force figure. It's Trigger.
Okay. I was like, I'm not sure which one that is. So
yeah, he loves the Action Force. He likes the real world military more than the cartoon military. Like he likes certain like Spirit and Freedom he loves, but then you show him Action Force.
To go to the range with
I think he does. I think he does.
I'll have to make some videos. Over Christmas, I went to my dad's, and like we went out with all mine and like shot off everything. All right, and Dalton's is Black Series Ahsoka from Mandalorian. Jordan says Storm Shadow, good one. And then Bill says Motormaster. And he also says great point, Rick. So.
Okay, number 4 would be one that I absolutely love, and I was so glad that I sold my what was it, Titan's Return one, whatever it was, Power of the Primes, I don't remember. Anyway, that's Blaster. I mean, there's nothing complicated about him. He's just a solid figure. He does what he's supposed to do. He looks good in both modes. He accomplishes that boombox perfectly. There's hardly any hollowness on him. He's mostly solid, except for a couple little spots here and there. But otherwise, you don't really notice it. At least I don't. Comes with, something that they didn't do with Soundwave, unfortunately, is they included the little cassette. So that's probably the weakest thing, is they made it translucent. I wish they would have made it opaque, solid.
Yeah.
But I can live with it. I'm okay with it. Transforms well. And
I'd say that he made my like if there was a runner-ups, like a few runner-ups, like he made that to where like if this was a top 25, like he would have been in there. And I kept on like, does he make it? And I'm like, you know what? If he had a few cassettes to kind of go with him, then I could have easily put him in there. It would have shot his value up to me. But like I said, he's solid.
He's solid.
He is
the
solid.
Joints are good too. They're really tight joints. Nothing is. I have no QC issues on mine at all. I mean, the yellow is painted nicely and everything. So
my whole thing was like, hey, we got Soundwave. We're getting a couple of cassette. Like, come on more. And I'm like, for a long time, like, hey, we need a blaster. Like, once we get the blaster and the Soundwave, like, dude, crank out those cassettes and give them to us.
Please,
all of them. Like that's easy money right there. Just crank out the sets, do them in 2-packs. Let's get this thing over with. 'Cause I don't want it to be a situation like, well, I got them on the ground with the little micro bots, like they started and it looked like it was going strong. There was an exclusive pack as well, and it's like, dude, these are selling. It's a separate price point where like people can get in entry. It's something that I could sit down with the 2.5-year-old and play with them because it's a simple transformation. If he rips the legs off, I can plug them back in, ball joints. Real simple. Go back and forth, real fast with them. Without having to play with one steps. And then they were like, they didn't complete them. Will they ever complete them? Probably not. Like now we're only getting them through exclusives. You have to buy the Saurus and Victory Saber to to get stuff like that. Which isn't ideal. So, anyways, that's a little rant for that. But what do you say? Number 4. This goes back to they made it this high on the list because I wanted to complete my Thundercats. Out of the main core, she was the last one, to where I was like, she made it this high because like if it ended now and they were like, all right, no more Thundercats, I'm like, I'm so thankful that after the 3rd attempt that they finally got her out to us, and to where again, if they said no more Thundercats, we're canceling it just like we did Masters of the Universe, I can be like, the core is there. Like it does, because I guess the reason I rank the stuff like that is because what was it, Maddie Collector, like you left me hanging with Masters of the Universe. You started Thundercats with Wave 1, and then you left everyone hanging, and Super 7 had to step in, and you kind of finish it up a little bit for you. That's why she made it so high on the list. Like it's like she's a better figure than the ones that she's come before, because she's number, what is it, 3 on my list? 4. But it's such an important character to have to complete it. So again, that's kind of how I did my list. So anyways, Dalton says number 3 for him is Armada Starscream. So I already had the little deluxe one, so I didn't feel a reason to get the father. So
number 3, right? Yeah, number 3.
Number 3.
All right, big boy coming up. The other Transformer that made the list. This thing's fantastic, and I'm gonna tell you I'm biased because Victory is my favorite Transformers. I like the designs. Yes, I know he's a Gundam. I get it. The guy that designed, I know, and I love it. I thought they did an amazing job. Nice. I hear that there's some QC issues, but this is one of those times I lucked out. I got 2 of them. They're both perfect. I have one in vehicle mode and one right here in the combined mode. But I just think for the price, I feel like it's fair based on all the other things that I buy and I've showed tonight. I feel like this was fair. This was a fair price, and I think overall they did a great job. I got lucky.
Dude, you almost told on yourself there. You're like, I got one in vehicle mode, and then I got one in a separate robot mode, and then is this like Eric almost found you out and found out you bought more than two.
Yeah.
Xander gonna be looking like, dude, where's that third?
Xander's been blackmailed. Xander's been blackmailed now.
He's off the
Yeah.
He's off the computer, dude. He's knocking at your door right now.
Like, I'm telling Mom if you don't get me this.
It feels really cool that there's a new Victory Saber and Star Saber. It feels cool that there is one. You know, for a long time, I've had the G1 one since I started going to BotCon. The first thing I did when I went to my first BotCon in 2001 in North Carolina was I bought, you know, the Star Saber and the Victory Leo boxed. I'd been wanting them for a few years. I knew about them and loved the look of them, and that was the first thing I did at BotCon. So this one's pretty special. Those figures are still good G1 figures. They're bricks, but they're still really good. And the one thing that this doesn't get that original one does get is the main thing, and that is the Brainmaster feature. The coolest thing about those figures, you know, Road Caesar and Star Saber, the coolest thing about it is when you open the chest and you put the robot down on the ground floor. It's kind of like an elevator in the chest, and you raise it up and it actually becomes the face. That's the magic. Unfortunately, this one doesn't do that. It doesn't have the spring in there. It doesn't have the feature. I've watched a lot of reviews just because I want to kind of see other people that love Victory as much as I do, see what they have to say about it. I think I only saw one person call that out. So even though the figures look amazing, they transform great, I love it, the main magic is not in it. So those original figures, for me, they'll always have a place in the collection. And if you haven't seen those, if you haven't messed with those in person, the Brainmaster feature, if you're at a show and you see one out on the table and they let you do it. Like, if you can't buy it for whatever reasons, but you want to see it, or look up a good video on YouTube, but make sure if you're a Transformers fan, that you've seen that Brainmaster feature, because Headmasters, Target Masters, all that stuff, everybody knows about them. My kids' generation, my generation, a lot of people do not know about the Brainmasters, and it's crazy to me because it's my favorite Transformers feature that they ever did.
Did the MP do that? I don't think the MP even did that.
I don't remember. I sold my MP.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The originals
I
are the
think I
only
did
thing
a
that comes
review
to
on that.
mind. Yeah, I can't
Also,
remember. I'm
if you're
looking
at a
right at
convention-
him, but I can't put my hands on him at the moment.
Right.
If you're at a convention and want to buy a G1 Black Zarak, and you want to have them open the box if it's sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, transform him too.
Yeah, don't.
Actually, if it's sealed and you're gonna leave it sealed, just you're gonna leave it sealed.
Yeah.
If you're gonna open it, like, dude, it's gonna be gold dust. So
that happened though. Who said that story? Anyway.
Let's see.
Anyway,
George says number 3 is Sergeant Slaughter. Xander says Infantry Commando. And Art said it did. The masterpiece said it did. So
okay.
And then Dalton says the MP came clone. It has a face that lifted up, but not like the original. Those on G1 Black Zarak at a con, they're gonna have a bad weekend. Yes, they're gonna have. It's gonna look like you went to a dancing place, and you're gonna have gold glitter all over you. So same thing with Randy.
Gold dust.
I think Dakota a long time ago did a unboxing of a Randy, and I think it just crumbled in his hands or something like that. I forget exactly what happened. All right, what do you got, Sport?
Well, this guy, you really have to appreciate him. Man at Arms, Masterverse.
He's a good one.
He's a good one, and Mattel went all out on the paint. Like, my camera sucks, but the bootstraps are painted different color. The belt has some nice detailing. He's got a lot of nice accessories. This Man at Arms, just he's one of those figures that really competes against the classics one.
I think that this is one of those rare instances where it's better than the classics.
Yeah, with the articulation.
This is one of those. There's a few. He's one of them.
And they gave him a nice sheen on the helmet too. Gives it more of a metallic look. I mean, he looks like a serious dude. This solidified.
If you got that mustache, you are definitely a serious dude.
You are. And I got this early in the year, and this is one of those figures that solidified my interest in the line. I'm not big on the Revelation figures, but this is one of the better ones.
Mm.
And now that they've expanded to like New Eternia and the Princess of Power and other things, the Masterverse line is really becoming something really special. And I hope more people take notice of that.
Well, if they continue to do the Filmation Classics, I'll get on board. But until then,
I hope so. I hope they do.
Bill says 3's Usagi, Naga Usagi for him, which I showed earlier.
Great figure.
For
I
me,
forgot all about him.
Again, to me, completes the bad guys. Finally getting the Mumra, the Ever Living. Love the figure. I don't have any issues like Sport did. Like all my stuff is like top notch, and like all the way down to his cape and being frayed and everything. Just it's a beautiful figure. And I mean, even if you don't collect Thundercats, he just looks awesome sitting on the shelf. By himself. Like if you weren't gonna buy any Thundercats, I'm seeing not even Lino. Like you buy him just because he looks like just if you just are a collector of like awesome looking figures, like he would be one. So
he has presence.
He's probably in the top 3 that they've ever done. He's got to be in the top. If you were showing Super 7 and you were debating all of the people that think Super 7 sucks, Mumra is one of the first figures I would pull out and debate.
Yeah.
Because it's top notch.
Yeah, and George says that Mumra is what we all wanted as a kid. Yeah, because once you lost the headdress, it was just a bald man.
Yeah.
So he lost a lot of intimidation then. So and his swords would always break too. I would always just have to super glue them again and try to take them out, and they would just break off.
When I was cleaning the garage recently before I made the move up here, I found my bag of Thundercats, and that sword was definitely broken into 3 pieces.
Oh, bummer.
Anyway,
like Jordan says, just a bald man with bad teeth, broken sword, and a corroded little battery finger thing that doesn't fit on our adult fingers. So.
Yeah.
They come out with the toy version too.
Oh yeah, I didn't jump into all that.
Nah, you ain't getting me with that double. They're even whenever they were trying to Invisible Tigra, and then there's Snow Mountain Lino, Clear, Red Lino. I'm like, nah, dude, you ain't gonna get.
You got to cut some corners. I mean, look at all the stuff we're collecting. You got to cut a corner here and there. We're on number 2. Number 2. All right, top 2 things coming up. The other awesome Hot Toy release.
Mm-hmm.
There's just nothing you can say. We've been asking for this for years, and she was late coming out, but I mean, my shelf is just better because of it. This is one of the best figures in my entire collection. and it's simplicity. She comes with a few different looks, things you can do, but it's pretty simple overall. They just did a good job with it.
Yeah, but George says number 2. I'm not sure if this came out, but I got it from BBTS in 2022. That's basically the way we work it too. It's like,
Yeah.
when did you get it?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
says theirs is the black costume Hush Batman, which
Oh yeah,
I
that's
like.
awesome.
I like those styles.
Yeah.
And Dalton says Transart Transmetal Megatron.
Oh, purple dinosaur. Yeah.
Come on,
Keeping
come
that-
on, come on,
yeah.
Dalton.
Keeping that third party market going.
What you got, Sport?
Sorry, I fell down. I couldn't find the one that I had open, but it is. I do have this one here. It's the Cobra Bat. And
That's a Python Patrol one. isn't it?
Python Patrol Bat. Yeah, the Target exclusive. I have the regular one open. I couldn't find him anywhere. But I have one of the regulars and I have one of this guy. I hope to find more of this guy because I think I like him more than the regular Bat. I don't know why. But he looks more sinister to me with a red visor, and it's like what you guys have already mentioned with all the different variations that you can do with this guy, the different attachments and all of that. You can really go to town with this guy.
I wish if they had put the other head in there, I would have liked him as much as the original one. The original one gives you just one or two more because I think you get the exploded front cover chest plate and you get the exploded head. You get one more variation with the OG or the first release. I wish they had done that with the Python and the Crimson one too.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on to my number 2. I am also going with Hot Toys Ahsoka as well.
Hot Toys.
The only Hot Toys I bought this year, so
I forgive you.
I do limited on the Hot Toys. I was looking at a Dooku, but I didn't buy it yet. So I just like getting the main villains, except for Ahsoka. I think that's all the rest are villains.
I have a lot I haven't opened. There's other figures that came in that I still haven't opened, but they may make this year's list. Who knows?
Number
one.
Number 1.
All right.
Everybody in the chat, who you got at number 1 for yourself?
All right, my number 1. Not my favorite character, but the job that they did at Hasbro on this, he's got to be my number 1. The head sculpt, when I opened it up, it almost brought a tear to my eye. It's so good. The paintwork, the sculpt on the figure, the fact that we're getting the big oversized air chariot. It's the cape. They just nailed it. Again, he's not my favorite character. Might not even be in my top 50 G.I. Joe figures. But just the sculpt itself and the paintwork on this figure is the best action figure that I bought all year. I didn't think it would be. And this came in very late. This was it December or November, late November? It was late in the year.
They still haven't shipped mine.
Really?
I think the thing that made me realize it was my favorite one is I had decided I wasn't going to display my G.I. Joe classified. I had moved into the room. I got a lot of stuff set, but nothing had made me say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and display my G.I. Joe classified until I got this figure. I remember telling these guys, I'm like, it's the centerpiece. Like, you put it in the middle and put your Cobra troops on either side, and it just makes you want to display them. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an action figure line that you've got like a few amazing releases, but they keep getting better. Even your basic figures through the years, they just keep getting better and better. And that's what this line has done. It's broad. I never thought that it would bring in new people to G.I. Joe, But then I watch a lot of videos, and I like to hear what everybody else is saying about it because it's easily one of my top 2-3 lines. And the fact that it's brought in new people, and not just new people like young, like my kid or something. Like I'm talking about guys in their 40s that weren't G.I. Joe fans, and hearing them talk about how amazing the line is, that's pretty cool. So
Yep.
even though they started with a few stumbles, this line is producing like stellar action figures. Serpentor being at the tippity top.
Yeah, I was in the second or third wave of pre-orders. Like it sold out on me several times until I finally got it. The last time they did it. So I guess I'm waiting for another shipment or something. So I still don't. They've never shipped mine. Still on pre-order though.
Wow.
So hopefully they're not like Walmart and cancel it. And then I
don't think
say,
they won't cancel it.
all right, and real quick, Jordan number 1, Serpentor as well, an air
Nice.
chariot. Dalton says Victory Saber, and Xander the night ops trooper,
Oh yeah, Action Force.
Actually, nice.
and Jordan also said, not my favorite either, but almost a perfect figure for the
Yeah.
Serpentor. So
Yeah.
Cool.
sport number 1.
Number one
Is it another MOTU figure?
No, it's not.
Okay.
And my number 1 is the Transformers Red Series Ultra Magnus. No, I'm kidding. It's not it. I'm only joking.
I was like,
Don't
whoa,
worry.
whoa.
Not really gonna go there. Mine is actually going to be Sludge.
Good solid figure.
It is a good solid figure. I know people have had problems with the knees and the hips, but fortunately, mine are holding up just fine. So he can stand up pretty well. He holds his poses very well. I know there's a fix for it, but fortunately, I don't have to deal with it. But either way, I just love this guy. This is what I've always wanted Dinobots to be. These big, lumbering brutes. The deluxes that we got in the past were just too darn small.
Yep.
And when we did get a Voyager, it would just be like a Grimlock and nothing else. So I'm glad that they're sticking to the plan by making these pretty much leader class sizes. And his alt mode is okay. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's some things that I wish they would have done on his belly, so to speak, where the feet sort of hang down. Or was it his feet? Yeah, whatever. But I wish they would have tucked that in better. But otherwise, I really like this guy. It feels like I got my money's worth on this thing because prices got up and everything else. But man, this guy really satisfied me when I opened him up, and ever since then I've been playing with him. So that's my number 1.
Yep. He made my would have made honorable mention. Cool. It's always great to get the Dinobots. But
Yeah.
I was just like, there's just so many other figures though. Frank joins us well. Says, hey y'all. Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see. Get my number 1. I guess since I haven't done it yet, I guess it's pretty understandable who it is. Number 1 and 2, I could switch back and forth, but I went ahead and went with Star Saber, just our Victory Saber, whatever.
I think it's awesome that he made the tops for our list. I mean,
and I don't have any issues with mine either. So
if you look at the last few years, we've had less Transformers in our in our top 20.
Yeah, we started off as a Transformer only show.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so the fact that if you think about it, the fact that 2 of us in here and Dalton as well, he was up at the top. That's good. I mean, it was a good move on their part. Hopefully, they share it with management. Those types of things, because I know most of us would love to see more. I know they've said that the next HasLab won't be Victory, but I know there's a lot of folks that bought Deathsaurus and and Victory Saber that would love to see a few more from Victory. There's a few more merge groups.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, there's one that's a combining one that is definitely one. Lyle Kaiser that they should
Yep.
redo because that first one was pretty bad. I didn't
Yeah,
like
I
it
don't
at all.
even. I
Like,
just
I didn't
consider
even buy it.
Yeah, I don't really consider that Leo Kaiser. Like I know it is to, I know what it is, some retooling and kind of
It-
thrown together.
And again, they like if you did it the HasLab route, like you'd do it all proper sizes, and you'd come out with that Death Cobra as well with it. I think that would be whatever stretch goal, Death Cobra. I don't think it should be a stretch goal. I think that should automatically be included because otherwise, like, you would never get that figure. Because
Yeah.
I forget it wasn't even on like one episode or something, then got blown up and got replaced or something. I forget exactly what happened to him, but
Yeah.
Hellbound or something. I forget exactly what happened. It's been a few years since I watched it. So let's see. Xander is signing out, so good night. It was fun listening and watching. All right, Xander, you have a good time. We're gonna get into a little bit of screen share here. Try to go quickly with it. Just showing off, final thing that you met or whatever. So finally get these guys at least with the source. And then is it Skyquake? So you can kind of see the sizing on him.
Yeah.
Is this from the is it Predators?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I don't remember. I had kind of gotten out of Transformers at that time whenever they came around, so
Yeah, I only have a few of them. I don't have many of them.
I think Thunder Clash is like the main one, or on the other side that you kind of remember or whatever. Am I thinking of the right character? I don't know. The Walmart reissue for G1 Hound. I mean, it's not really a replacement if you don't have the G1 because you're not getting that chrome bits.
Yeah, I mean, I see why they're doing it, but I don't need it. I'm not the right target for that.
I wish they would have done the chrome.
I just don't understand. Like if you were like, I'm just missing it, like a really good condition Hound, so like they're reissuing or whatever, like this wouldn't be the one that you'd want because you'd be like, you know what, I guess I'll just keep holding out until I find a really good condition original G1 because you want the chrome bits, so like this is not catering to the G1 people or people that are just like I don't care if it's original or not, I just want a G1 collection. Well, at the rate that they're coming out with them, like you're not even going to complete season 2 until you're like 90. So
yeah,
like they're just coming out with them so slow. Your studio series, Scourge. He's a tall fellow.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think of him?
Could have been the Fallen, but
I always have a hard time until I see, I want to see it in action. I don't remember seeing it in the trailer. Like I would like to see like the truck on the road and maybe transform and then look at the figure and but just on its own without seeing anything. He's tall. He reminds me, he's got like Megatron's arm from the first or second Transformers movie.
Yeah, because it reminded me of that Megatron a lot.
He's got the Dark of the Moon truck kind of look.
Yeah, with that stuff in the front or whatever.
I mean, I'm a fan of I like the the Mad Max truck mode stuff. I like stuff like that. I like the Dark of the Moon Megatron truck mode. I
I mean,
don't
you
know if
saw
I'll
that
need it.
truck on the road, it wouldn't be really in the skies. You would
Yeah.
look if you're on the highway
Yeah.
and you saw that truck, you're like, oh, so I'm taking
Yeah.
the next ramp. You know,
Right.
something bad is happening. And Takara, are you surprised to get more bumblebees?
Shocked.
No, I'm not surprised.
Shocked.
I wish they would always call it Bumblebee the Best, so that every release would have the same title, and then when we have a show or like our toy reviewer is doing it, they have to have all of the Bumblebees and showcase what makes each one the best. That's the world I want to live in.
God, I forgot about that. Yeah, because it was it Takara, and so like the English, I guess you think that they've done enough business with each other that like this is the proper translation, but it's the same thing as whenever like you go to Google Translate and you try to like because I remember I talked back and forth from a friend in Japan and like I will use Google Translate to talk to each other. And sometimes you're like, man, that is wild. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's what they really intended to say because it's like backwards and stuff. So, but that seems like that's what happened with them. We just looked at this.
Whenever a new movie is like on the horizon, I try to imagine that it's not. I would never say I hope that it's good. I would say I hope that it's not that bad.
Yeah.
If that makes, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I hope that it's not that. I enjoyed Bumblebee. I like the simplicity of Bumblebee. I did love the opening scene, of course, like everyone. And why won't they make that as a whole movie? No one knows.
Dude,
Budget,
I feel
don't know.
like whenever a new Transformer movie comes out, and like all your people that like are not part of you guys that know that I'm a Transformer fan, but like outside friends that are like we know like so this is what you like and then the Bayformer thing comes on. Like I look at any upcoming Transformer movie the same way that I watch the Dallas Cowboys, where I'm just like, please don't embarrass me.
Yeah.
Just don't embarrass me. Like I don't expect you to be the best and go out there and like look impressive and so I can beat my chest. I'm just like, just please don't embarrass me.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Apparently coming out with animated stuff again.
I'm looking forward to this one.
I'll always have my animated collection.
Same here.
I sold all mine.
Yeah, that's a series that I actually really love.
Mhm.
I love the BotCon year too, the StunnerCon job set, 2011, I think. Amazing. But
Oh yeah, what was it, 2008 or 6 or something? Is that the right one that I'm thinking of?
what the StunnerCon job?
Maybe
It was 2011, I think.
2011. Okay.
Pasadena.
God, what do you think about this thing with red rims and tires?
Easy pass.
Is it based on like a tennis shoe design? What's this? What is this?
It's based on laziness. Like I know you don't like that. Like you should have just made it all black. Like we know you don't like painting the rims, but like okay, they have like they lost their hubcaps and they're just running those black factory, rims, if that's what you would call them. Not really rims. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you had hubcaps on a car, like the hubcap, you lose it, and then it's that black
Steel
playing this.
wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like you're running around on 4 donuts, basically. Like, I can understand that a little, and I can complain about painted rims, but bro, you can't get past red tires. Like,
No,
there's no way around it.
if anybody's trying to make a case for how Transformers, as a whole have really gone downhill, this is the perfect image to begin with.
Exhibit A.
The crosscuts looks like a clown car, and then Frank says
It
the
does.
rims are making their way here, and they look like so.
Yeah.
This is another one where Nightbird character, we only got 1 episode. I loved Nightbird when I was a kid. I thought she was so cool.
Yeah,
man.
it was a cool episode.
And then was like, oh, she's gonna be in this movie. I'm like, okay, what is she gonna be? An R33 Skyline, awesome car, love it, one of my favorite cars. And then this is what we get.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So someone that was really into JDM stuff, and still like I love the cars from that era and Japanese cars. Like, why does it have a hood scoop? I don't understand the hood scoop. Like that is like an American like hood, like they have an intercooler up here. Like that's like a Subaru even would have that. Like you wouldn't have that on R33. The rims are ugly. Like I don't understand the paint applications on it. It's like this is paint. It looks like. I don't get it. I think it looks trash.
They ruined it. Yeah.
And her little feet.
Her little kickstands.
Pig leg.
Dude, I hate it. I hate everything about it. Because I was thinking, I was like, dude, like, as long as it looks all right. I mean, R33, I wouldn't mind having an R33 Transformer. Nope, this ain't it.
That's the one thing that bugs me about these Transformers movies. The cars are too custom.
Like they're just like this mod you wouldn't do to it. The hood you wouldn't mod it that way either.
Yeah.
Yeah, like no. Yeah, I've got my Nightbird. I don't need that thing.
That's the Fast and the Furious Nightbird.
Yeah. I mean, look at it. Like you can do nice cars.
Yeah.
Don't they have? Isn't there something with the licensing? Like, is this a Huracan? Or I know it's a Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Huracan. That they had to have it right, Did they just think so little of Nissan to where they're like, dude, we can get by with whatever we want? I mean, this thing looks better than the Nightbird.
Ugh. What have they done to Wheeljack?
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand why Dalton said not my Wheeljack. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, when I first read that, I was like, we haven't got to a Wheeljack yet, but I guess we have.
That's him.
I just don't get it, man. At the Bumblebee movie at the beginning, we saw like a lot of one Autobots on Cybertron, and even in the Cybertronian modes, you knew exactly who they were. Yeah. All the design cues were there. So why are we backtracking past when they make when you make progress and you take steps backwards? I can't respect that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting a little core class Thundercracker.
Yeah. I like when they do those. I've been getting the core stuff.
Yeah, Skywarp got the short end with no guns.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks trash. So
Trash.
I do like the idea of like a core class combiner, not just for us, but for like kids and stuff. Like I like the idea of going to the store and trying to figure out that the lower price point and how to get like a combining group out of them. I like the idea. I wish it wasn't the Dinobots, but they seem to have some kind of fixation with that now.
Stunticons would have been great. Oh well.
Or just lead with Monstructor and do like cool monsters.
Yeah.
They can,
Mm-hmm. There you go.
you know, just start there. Don't start with the one that was a little bit, 50-50 as far as like people, what they thought of it. Do one that we've never gotten since, we were kids or didn't exist. Do one from way back. Or do something new. Core class combiners we've never seen before. I always like the idea of SWAT vehicles. I'm just still saying that. Or hot rods, like old school, like hot rods.
That'd be cool.
Into,
like 50s?
Yeah.
Hot rods? Yeah.
Yep. Like the Micromasters, but they combine.
That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm.
Or either SWAT vehicles that are like just a bad guy that, worse than Punish and Enslave. What's worse than whatever he is? That's the worse than Punish and Enslave.
Barricade.
But you could do that with a core class. It would be a lot of fun to collect that.
What do you think about your newest masterpiece here?
I'm let down.
Yeah.
I'm let down. I'm getting them. I'm one of the folks that I'm let down, but I'm buying them. I haven't opened the two that are out. I think there's two that I have. I haven't opened them, and honestly, they're just gonna. If I can get them into raid-in mode, that's where they're gonna. I mean, that's my expectation. Is
I'm looking at all these flaps, and I'm like, dude, I can see myself just getting frustrated doing this. Rick, if you like set them all down and like I came and visit you, and you're like, all right, I haven't transformed these at all. I've been waiting on you. We're gonna do it live on air and try to get the sucker in the raid. I was just. I don't know, dude. Like, I'd probably pass out, man. So, in Magic Square, do you have a Magic Square? Is that what brand you have, Sportimus?
I have some. Yeah, I have some.
You have the other Optimus, right? The red and blue, right?
No, I don't have an Optimus. I have a Megatron, and I've got a Receptor and a couple others. But not yet. They're spendy little suckers. That's the only problem.
Star Toyz.
Star
Darkwing.
Star Toyz.
There you go.
Scale.
Well, that is MP scale? Oh, wow. Okay. Someday we'll get our fans' toys.
They'll be coming out with that right after Fans Project finishes their Headmasters.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Or who am I thinking of? Fans Project, yeah, when they finish theirs. Fans Toys when they finish their Target Masters.
Their combiners are still not even done yet.
The third party will be over.
Bill, you still in here? Get your Blitzwing, man. New Age or New Age. They're little dudes.
They're milking that mold like you would not believe.
I'd believe it.
That is a cash.
I see the milking that happens, and I totally believe it.
I mean, that's what they all do whenever like any of them come up with a secret. They're like, "We've got a gold mine, guys. If this is the one."
I mean, they've done one in almost every color.
I do like the canopy color.
Yeah.
A little metallic ironhide. Man, he fits up in there nice. I like that. Look, everything's compact in there. And I think their paint apps are really nice on the newer ones. But these are a heck of expensive.
Yeah, they are. But New Age does a good job of the paint.
I like that, the expressive hand in the first robot shot too.
I mean, you get what you pay for on those little things. Oh, nobody wants that. I know what they're doing there. When are we going to get the 86 Ratchet?
Good question.
They ever say?
I haven't seen anything about it.
Are they going to make it exclusive as well? So we got to like, hey, we all got rid of our other Ironhide and got your 86 Ironhide. You're going to make us chase the Ratchet again?
I hope not.
Make us buy another figure that we don't want in a 2-pack just so we can get the Ratchet.
or search Walgreens every day. Yeah.
Also new.
Just because you said that, they're gonna do it now. It'll come with. They'll make you buy that Nightbird, but it's gonna come in the silver cartoony version, and you gotta get that with Ratchet. They'll do it just to punish Josh. That's the only reason we haven't gotten Galvatron. That's the only reason.
They like torment him, yeah.
Dalton says 86 Ratchet is wave 1 or 2 for this year. Bill says look good. Hey, Bill, did you see the third party Blitzwing? This is Magic Square. It was a unpainted prototype. How tall is that Omega Supreme? I tried to look it up beforehand, but it said it was in centimeters, and I was like, well, I don't know how to do the math. So those crazy other countries using the wrong measuring scale.
Who's doing
if
that?
It's 23 centimeters. It's about 8 inches. The Mega Supreme. Oh wow.
Who's doing that? New Age?
The Mega, yeah.
Okay.
And this is Magic Square.
That's a good
Dr.
size.
Wu with a little super form Trypticon.
Remember when Dr. Wu just did swords?
Yeah.
They've come a long way.
Oh yeah.
And you know, this is going to be cheaper than I forget what that one company was that did like really awesome super deformed city bots. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're expensive too. They kept going up in price like every time they released one. They were like naked gargoyles. Like every time they presented a new figure, like the price doubled. So
That's because they need to start. The gargoyles need to come out more than once every 4 months. Let's get real.
mm.
They're like, here's 20 turtles. Okay, 1 gargoyle.
We're not really looking at it, but like I did pull up one slide for you to look at so we could have a laugh.
Oh God.
01 Studio Seed. I've never heard of them before.
Either.
Any interest? Any interest, boys? How tall is
No.
he? No details.
It's a mystery.
Your add-on. Okay, so it makes his tail longer. It's like 2 extra bits, or yeah, okay, 2 extra bits make his tail a little bit longer. Original upgrade kits. So 3 different faces. Better looking claw. And you can close his butt. Yeah, I knew it was Primus, but Studio still did the Unicron. Okay, so they're doing the Unicron. They did the Unicron, and they're going to be doing the Primus. DNA add-on kit for Victory Saber. What do you think about this?
I haven't seen it. Let's see.
So longer stacks. The upgrade kit, I actually like the original better than the upgrade because I like the eyes better here.
Yeah,
Me
I like the
personally.
longer guns.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes sense to me.
the sword definitely.
Yeah,
And
the
wings,
sword and the
that's good.
guns make sense to me.
everything but the head.
And the wing, I don't know.
I would like bigger wings.
Yeah, I think overall this is a good upgrade kit. Is this already up for pre-order?
I'm not sure yet. So
This is one
original
I would
here.
get.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
upgrade
get
kit.
that.
I'm not doing the head. I like the original head, but wings,
Yeah.
cannons,
I like the cannons
sword.
and the wings. Sword, yep. That's a good kit.
Pretty
Oh yeah,
nice.
get that sucker, and there's your flight mode too. You got to get 2 of them.
Two kits.
They knew what they were doing. I just thought that someone was going to come out with a bigger sword because whenever I opened that sucker, that was my one thing where I was like,
Yeah.
where's the other one? Like I
Yeah.
was looking at it like it was the
And the-
masterpiece. I'm like, where's the other? I'm missing the longer sword, and went through the
Yeah.
directions. I'm like, there's only one. And
That's like the
it's
the
a little
Metasaur.
bitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that faceplate. All the rest of it, yeah, dude, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm down with that one too.
G.I. Joe pipelines. So got those. Those are in store. Walmart classified retro. Zartan, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, Crimson Guard. I've actually already seen the Crimson Guards there. Pipelines. Rock and Roll. Shipwreck. Copperhead, Torpedo. We knew about the Snow Job. Tunnel Rat. Grunt. Scrap Iron. Ripper. Firefly. Low Light. Big Ben. Range
Nice.
Viper. Televiper with the Trouble Bubble.
Ooh.
Hawk, Tripwire, Snow Serpent, yes, Buzzer, Female Cobra, Troopers 2-pack, we've seen that. Chuckles and Snow Tracker.
Shadow Tracker. He's from the Pursuit
no.
of Cobra stuff. He's got like dreadlocks.
So, I mean, we already got that.
Can't wait to see what that's going to be a deluxe, it said.
Which one?
Scrap Iron.
Oh,
Scrap Iron. So he's going to get a little special attention. I'm happy about that.
There's the number 1 boy.
I
There
like
you
that
go.
torpedo too, and that Televiper with the bubble.
Gonna have to get two of them.
Yep.
Tunnel Rat, good. We know about them, so Copperhead looks awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good.
For your vintage collection,
Yeah, I saw these are already out in the Asian market. They were just announced, like I feel like last month, like 4 weeks ago.
it's weird with the announcements. Sometimes they announce something and you're like,
Yeah,
I saw that in store last weekend, and then they announce something else, and you're like, here it is, 14 months later.
sometimes it hits the other markets in such weird ways, and there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes BBTS will get something first, and I'm like, it'll hit my front porch, and I'm like, I didn't even know this had come out. It doesn't make any sense. There were some folks that had found CoverGirl 3 weeks ago, and I don't know if it was in France. It was in a foreign market, but I mean that's crazy.
We are from France.
Yeah, this one's cool. I want to get that. I'll mess with that.
Okay, so I wanted to bring this
good
up so you
stuff.
can see. All right, so Angela,
Yep.
Lexington,
Nice.
Yep.
Xanatos,
And that's
Cold
the human
Stone.
version.
Yeah, Cold Stone,
It's awesome.
and then this one's a pass. Video game Goliath.
Yeah, I don't
like,
need that.
Yeah, I don't need
Jeez,
that.
Yeah.
And then another like video game appearance Goliath.
No, I don't need that.
Yeah, and then your armored Xanatos.
Xanatos, that looks awesome.
Yeah, so
There's going to be a decent. I hope they come out. See, I would rather get them maybe like one every 3 months. Like every 3 months, if there's a gargoyle that's out.
this is for you, Rick.
What is that?
These are predators.
All right. We need more predators. Yeah.
Collect them all, Rick.
Did they They didn't put this out, did they? NECA didn't officially put this out, did they?
Yeah, this is their visual guide, predator visual guide. Dude, there's an alien one, and I don't think the alien one's on here. No, it's not. So I didn't pull it up. I only pulled. I wanted to look at the gargoyles one because it was simple. I looked at the Ninja Turtle one. I'm like, dude, this line could die, and I wouldn't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, because they're coming out. They're like space Usagi and like a bunch of characters where I'm like, I don't even know if I remember these. Like some of them may be familiar, and then a bunch of the human ones, I'm like, I don't care about those. Dude, and then you got to the alien list, and it was like as big as this too. And then they get to the predator one. I'm looking at like I'm looking here, and I'm like, look how many clear ones, and they're just like, yeah, these are different figures, and I'm like, they're all clear. It's like they're the same figure. Like, look, where's I saw these dudes? They all look the same. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes all look the same. Like a piece of armor is different, or one doesn't have a helmet or something. There's another clear one. Dude, there's so many of them, and there's your favorite.
Some of them have to be troop builders, right? Some of these have to be like just a troop builder type predator.
Aren't they all troop builders?
I don't know. No, sometimes I think sometimes that they're like just a one-up character. You know, like here's this just one-up badass predator. But I'm wondering if some of them are troop builders, like. That goes back to that predator room that I found that exists, like somebody actually has that exists. Because we laughed about it, but it does exist. Someone has one, and it's amazing.
These I was just like, Marvel Legends, like I had one Marvel Legend that made honorable mention, and it was Rhino, just because like that was one of the last Build-A-Figures I needed. Like these, yeah, I collect the Spider-Man and X-Men. These, I'm like, nah, I don't need them, and they're
I'm on the
like
fence with
all
these.
matching.
I'm having what do they call it? I'm on the fence. Like I'm worried if I don't get them that I'll feel bad later.
Oh, fear of missing out, FOMO.
Yes, yes. But I'm real close. Like, but then they showed the Starjammers, like Chode Build-A-Figure, and I love the Starjammer. I think the Starjammers are cool. I think they even made it onto the cartoon, but they're definitely in the comics. And my thought that went through my head was, look how cool these Starjammers are going to be. They're probably going to do all of them. But I don't think I can do them anymore. So I don't know if this wave is going to be my last wave, and then I'm out. The only thing that'll get me back is comic book stuff that I loved when I was in college, like Age of Apocalypse. I'll come back and get those, but
Yeah.
I think I might be out. Like I'm. Is it time for Marvel Legends to die? I think is my question. Is
I
it
think it's
time
run
for
its course. Yeah.
Marvel
Well,
Legends to die?
I pre-ordered Blob. Okay, was it Avalanche and
Yeah, if I keep my pre-order
somebody?
for Blob, I'm going to keep my pre-order for Avalanche because they're in the same group.
Blob.
I don't know, man. I think I'm real close because last year was my least Marvel Legends that I ever bought.
Yeah,
So
like with this, like I've already have an Emma Frost.
Yep,
I'll already have multiple Cyclops,
Cyclops.
and then I'm like, I don't care the rest of them.
Yeah, Generation X and then Kid Omega. I don't really need. I wish the Starjammers were you could get them by themselves and still get the Chode figure. I would probably buy the Starjammers because they're really cool.
And they'll eventually sell him by himself. You know they
Yeah, I mean,
will.
yeah, if I knew they were going to do that, then that would make this a lot easier. But I just every time I look at Marvel Legends, I know I'm close to the end. Like I'm
Yep,
hanging on just by like a few purchases per
dude.
year.
I am waiting. There's one that I can think of. One last figure. Let's see.
You want Savage Land Rogue, which she has
Okay,
to be
there's
coming out.
two. Deathbird.
Well, if
This
they're
year.
doing the Starjammer, she has to be coming up shortly, because that's all part of that space adventure stuff from the comics and even she's in the cartoon too.
Dude, she's awesome. Now, I want this version of. I do not want OG. Like, I don't want that one.
Yeah,
I want the awesome looking one.
yeah.
Anyways, one on tangent. And Savage Rogue. Then I think I can be done. Marvel Legends. What was it they did? There was some 5-pack. I mean, because they keep on doing these 5-packs where it's like, hey,
Oh, the 5-pack. Yep, I think there's 3 of them. There's a Strife figure that I wanted,
I want
and
the
I wanted
Strife
the
and
Malice
Vertigo.
from the Marauders, from Mr. Sinister's Marauders team. Malice, or not Malice, Vertigo.
I want Vertigo.
Vertigo's in there. Yeah, I hate that they did that.
And they
5-pack.
did that with a while back with
Yes. Yep. I know
my
exactly
brain's
what you're
not
talking about.
working, but
Mastermind was in the set. And Callisto from the Morlocks was in that
yeah,
set.
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
So that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
To where I was
Yeah, I
like,
hated
there's
that
a
they do
couple
that.
I want here,
Yep.
but why do I have to buy figures that I already have? Like there was a couple of figures in there where I'm like, I already have them. They're like,
Yeah.
well, a lot of people missed out on it, so I'm like, yeah, but what about us that already bought them? I don't want another one.
Yeah.
It's like if a lot of people missed out on it, and then make some archive set like you're doing with Star Wars, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
It looks like if they start doing the Generation X team, I mean that's a they've got 4 or 5 other members easily that they would do from just the first version of that team. I'm probably just not going to do it. Kid Omega is fairly new. I say fairly new, but you know, he
Yeah,
wasn't in
I
like
was looking at him. I'm like, I don't even know who this is.
he's
I do
much
not
later
care.
on. He's much later on.
It's the
I always
ugliest
feel like the
Cyclops
core,
that they've ever came out with.
my perception of the core audience for Marvel Legends stopped reading comics in the before 2000. That's at least that's my perception. I don't know if that's true, but I always wonder how they, you know, how they're selling certain things. Like if you make a movie and the movie's not good, which after Endgame, it's, you know, things become a little more questionable and risky. I always wonder who's buying those, especially Eternals. I feel like that's the one that's like, that's when everything went
South.
weird, right?
Well, the Eternals, like, so they've been on clearance, right?
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
Oh,
had
yeah.
bought them and returned an entire wave of Eternals to Walmart. I saw them today, and so they were clearanced again. You know how much they were still going for? Because the prices have gone up, you know, like for Marvel Legends, they were clearanced at $19.90.
Yeah.
I was like that is like they hadn't adjusted like whenever they were like just regular price. I think they were still at the price point in 1999 whenever they came out with those, right? Or maybe
Yeah.
$21 or something like it
Yeah.
wasn't much. It was around $20. And so they had clearanced them out for like $8-9. This
Yeah.
person made money. This
Yeah.
person made money by returning some clearance figures you
That's
know,
nuts.
a year later, and then returned them. And that by that time, the Marvel Legends prices jacked up to $28. So when they went on clearance, they were on clearance for $19.90.
Wow.
It's nuts. This Frogmonger goes on sale on Mattel Creations. I think it's Tuesday. I believe
I wish
it's
I could
Tuesday.
get it. I'll be in the hospital, so I won't be able to order it. Sucks for me. That's from the dungeon, Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, he's like a character on the sticker that
Yeah.
used to be the dungeon floor.
You just see his arm and hand. But they did a whole thing.
I like when they do stuff like that's
Come
the
with this
stuff
fire.
like that, and the
Yeah.
Rulers of the Sun stuff, and this stuff where they're taking characters out of artwork that existed and making characters out of them. That's the stuff that makes Origins so special.
I
getting-
like the fact that they showing off with like 3 of them, like there's an actual possibility that someone's going to be able to buy 3.
There
That's
and
like-
three
the
is
limit.
the limit.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the
Oh, is
limit.
it?
It's 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a limit.
Usually they show off stuff like that, and it's like, hey, look, I forget what it was. It was some army builder. They're like, hey, look at it. You know, there's like a dozen things. Like, yeah, that's a cool photo. Let me go order these. And like, limit 2. And you're like, what? Wait a second. You just showed me like 12 of them together, and it looked awesome. Like, I want to do that. It's like limit 2.
Use a mirror. Yeah. Yeah.
That Space Sumo, that's the one that's in the 3-pack sport.
Oh, okay. But they're
Yeah,
doing
they had
an
him as a-
individual one too.
They did an individual one later, yeah.
I think I'll get that one. They're also going to do Skeleton Warriors.
Oh, I'm
Do what?
so excited about the Skeleton Warriors.
Yeah.
That's probably the one. That's the thing I'm most excited about outside of the Eternia is the
All right.
Skeletal Warriors.
Rick, have you seen this yet?
No.
This is
What is-
Playmates Ninja Elite Series. Now, remember, when you look at this thing,
God.
this is the Elite Series by Playmates.
Look at
What,
the eyes.
is there like a? Is this a like a $25 price point or
I think it's $20. I think.
$20? Okay.
Your little gauntlets, they got them real close together, shoulder pads high up. and everybody's been commenting how small the head is.
The whole figure is small.
And
Yeah.
this is supposed to be kind of like their Masterverse version of Turtles or something like that.
Yeah,
Or Black Series.
Yeah.
remember like at a San Diego Comic-Con when like they had first like, hey, it's the Playmates, like, you know, this is basically like our Masterverse. What I forget what they called
Yeah.
it then. Playmate collection, turtle collection, or something like that. And you got the turtles, and you're like, okay, you know, they're all right, you know. And then they were like, here's Android Krang and Shredder, and you're like, the prototypes. You're like, man, those look at this is not it. This is not one of the ones that was a prototype.
Yeah.
It's completely different. This Triceraton, they've repackaged this sucker. I think this is the 4th time.
Yeah, he was part of a 2-pack before at Walmart.
So they've created this new series, but they're reusing figures that have already been released.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Look,
Oh
it's
my
the same.
God.
It's the
It's the
same.
same exact
Leonardo.
figure.
Yeah. Look at the articulation on the fingers, and like everything is the same. They just threw a trench coat on them.
Yep.
Like that's
And
what I'm
this is-
saying. Is this is the same Triceraton, but like whenever they showed the prototypes at San Diego Comic-Con of the Shredder and the Android Krang, like those looked good to where like, okay, these are going to cost more money. Like, this was not it, because this looks like if it wasn't for the articulation, I'd be like, that's a Happy Meal toy.
That's crazy. So Playmates has found a way to go even lower their
Yeah.
reputation. That's crazy that they threw the Elite Series name on it, but they're putting out the exact same figures.
I forget what it was originally called. Was it just called Collection or something? And then they came out with the movie Turtles 2, and like basically it was the same Turtles again, but now like, hey, we're gonna give you a mop for Donnie, and you know, the whatever
Sausage
sausages.
legs.
Yeah, for Michelangelo, but I believe like that's what you got. I don't even remember if those came with their real weapons too. Like I think those were the weapons you got.
And they think that offering this, because they're in the big box stores, and probably a little easier to obtain than Super 7 or even NECA exclusives, they think that a $20 price point and a recycled figure is something that the Turtles audience is interested in.
This is like
they-
4 times recycled, because you got the original collection, then you got the movie
Is
2,
anybody buying them?
and then
you guys-
man, I saw the Shredder today in store.
I was just curious if people are still buying it, even though it's complete, garbage.
And you know where Target, because it was in Target, and you know where they had it? They had it over there by the NECA stuff. So I don't know if that was planned.
Strange.
Probably.
Getting into McFarlane, I will be getting this boy. I do
Dude,
like the
that's
big guys.
That's a good sculpt.
Yeah.
This is probably the best Calabac figure that exists.
Oh,
there can't
yeah.
be one better.
Yeah, it reminds me of is it Mezco? Like you know, that dark
Yeah.
side you got, you know, to where it was like,
Yeah.
wow, you know, that looks premium. Like I look at
Yeah.
this and I'm like, that's gonna be more than, you know, what McFarlane's gonna offer, whatever he offers, $40 or
Yeah.
something like that. Like you would look at it and you're like, no, that's at least $100 figure, you know.
Yeah, I love the look of this.
And then we get to this one, I'm like, that ain't for me.
What is that?
This is Fulcrum Abominus Dark Knight's metal mega figure.
I don't know that one. I mean, I read the comics.
Yeah, you read the metal. I figured you'd know exactly what it is.
I don't like. I feel like I know a lot of the stuff, but I don't know what that is. Is he a mega figure?
Yeah. It looks like we got
I
part
don't-
of the Flash and Superman. and Green Goblin and
never
Bat-
mind. I know. I know exactly what it is now. It took me a minute. It hit me. I know exactly what that's from. Yep.
Is that something you're interested in? I mean, look,
No,
McFarlane,
it's
he's
not
not
to
going to pass
scale.
up. Like, he's just part of Batman in him. McFarlane's going to do him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the book. It's that thing is like giant. It's not to scale, but it's just a representation of it. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. Doesn't have anything as far as height on it or anything.
Yeah,
Kingdom
like
Come Batman,
No. Pass.
like McFarlane, he wears out Batman, dude.
that's like the gladiator Batman,
Yeah.
I think. I don't need that one. I have to
The only
cherry
one I
pick.
want is the Hush one that's coming out.
The Hush one sold out like everywhere really quick. I'm just gonna once it comes out, I'm just gonna get it when it comes out.
Dude,
Same
that looks
There's
like a
your
little bit of
That's your
year
Kingdom
one.
Come.
Yeah.
That's Kingdom Come
Look.
right there, Alex Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, those books are getting old just like me. Kingdom Come was forever ago.
Those old books are good.
Yeah, some of them are good. Superboy.
I never got into Superboy. I don't know why. I just
He's
I
part of that, like the once Superman died and
yeah.
the other Superman came on the scene. This guy's the Signal. It works with Batman. He's part of the Bat family. His name is Duke Thomas, I think is his real name.
I mean, who isn't part of the Bat family?
The Bat family is pretty big.
Bat family.
He's got a big family. There's your Hush, Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I hope I can find. He's not an exclusive, is he?
I can't remember. I
hope
feel
not.
good though. I like most of these figures. Like you can
Yeah.
find them if you look for them once they come out.
Yeah. That's the one I've been waiting for. The blue cape.
McFarlane stuff. He is the one company that like the distribution is stellar. Like
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
it's
If you're
everywhere
patient-
and you can see it.
Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes there's like it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason. But if you're patient,
Right.
I'd say 9 out of 10 times, if you're patient, eventually you'll see it.
That's the Catwoman we were supposed to get for Icons.
Oh yeah.
The only one I couldn't find was the third Joker from Three Jokers. That was the hardest one.
What was the third one?
I never found him. Wasn't he like a GameStop exclusive?
You talk about the
Three Jokers?
Killing Joke version?
Yeah, the
that's
Killing
got
Joke,
the camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might have been an exclusive. I think he was.
That one I never found. But otherwise, you're right. I can find any of them.
Yeah, as long as you're patient. Sometimes it
Yeah.
takes them a while.
Do you
And,
have
like,
like a toy specialty store in your area? Like I don't know, we've got one.
Unfortunately, no. Yeah. I
Yeah,
wish
we don't have
did.
one either.
So like I can go to GameStop, Target, Walmart's, and then my specialty store. Like they always have their stuff.
Sometimes GameStop will have them. GameStop's usually a good one to try.
Okay.
This one's kind of cool.
I just got the Dead Man, the Target Dead Man. I thought he's pretty cool. He comes with some cool effects.
Yeah, I definitely want to get that one.
Ugh.
Retro.
Where's your interest? Where's your interest at on this thing?
I'm buying too much. If I wasn't buying everything because I don't have any of the originals and I did not play with them as a kid, I might be interested. But I'm buying too much other stuff. And the other thing, they're not show. The coolest part about this is the world building, and they ain't showing no world building. You know what I'm saying? I don't see any. I haven't seen a horse. I don't see an army truck. I don't see, anything like that.
And they just did a Hasbro Pulse thing on this thing too, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't show any of that either. I mean, where is all that? You know,
they're not going to.
instead they give us Indiana Jones in a business suit, basically tuxedo. You know,
and they're exclusives on top of already hunting down the things that we already complain about. Hunting down G.I. Joe, hunting down Black Series, hunting down BTC, hunting down MOTU.
I mean,
Now,
I am in on it, but
they're
just the
going
adventures.
to make you hunt for Indiana Jones. Kind of ironic.
Yeah. I mean, I want to get the Raiders one.
You know, the only thing I'll say this, like the other brands and stuff, Indiana Jones is a cool brand. It could be really cool.
Yeah.
The problem I have is it's too much on top of all the things that we're already doing. And instead of making it easy and exciting, it's not easy because they've already showed exclusives on the first day that they show. Well, actually, this was the second stream. So stream that they showed the line, they've already talked about exclusives that you have to go hunt down.
3 of them.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I don't like that instead of it being an exciting lineup, it was kind of boring.
Flat. Yeah.
And you know what's not boring? Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
But I think sometimes people don't think through. This isn't a figure. This isn't a design choice. That's more of a whoever's in charge of picking the figures and then marketing and trying to figure out, like, how do we make this exciting? That's them. That's them as a whole just dropping the ball. Because to me, Indiana Jones is a really exciting brand.
Totally.
It's a cool IP.
Yeah. They just don't know what to do with it. That's sad. Same thing with Ghostbusters. They could have done so much with the real Ghostbusters toys.
I could
didn't.
complain
I
about
forgot
that.
I forgot all about Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Like there was the movie and a few, like a wave.
Few figures. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
and
it died.
Just disappeared.
Yeah. Gone.
It just disappeared. Yeah. The coolest thing was we got that Ecto. It is really cool that we got that Ecto one and the figures that we did get, the old figures, like redone.
Yeah.
The fact that happened is almost like a blur during, the weird years. It's weird that it happened, and then now we have it. Like, you don't have to hunt down the old yellow ones with bad stickers,
or looking for proton packs that aren't broken.
Yeah, it's cool that it happened. It's really cool that it happened, but it's a shame that it just went away before it got like a steam ahead of it.
Yeah, they just gave up.
I might get this. This is about $105, 8.5 inches tall, just to have an awesome Carnage.
It looks cool.
That'd be kind of fun. Yeah.
He just looks awesome, man.
Yeah.
Here's some Mafex. Get your little baby.
Creepy.
I thought when Dakota got the life-size Baby Yoda, we were going to get like some adventure movies or like some adventure, Instagram shots.
Yeah.
And I feel real let down that we haven't seen anything, not one picture.
Dude, he's just a dad taking care of his kid now.
Yeah.
Never see him. He doesn't even play in our chat anymore.
I'm gonna have to reach out to. I at least want one little mini movie.
Yeah.
I want to see how Baby Yoda is doing.
A day in the life. See them in a little swamp boat fishing together.
My buddy.
Just slurping down crawfish like it ain't nothing, like a whole barrel of them.
Oh, also, Playmates. They're coming out with their Ninja Turtles, but they're licensing it out to everyone. So NECA's doing like comic, movie, tune, video game, maybe still. I have no idea.
And now Mezco. Okay.
Playmates doing it. There's another company, Loyal Subjects. They're doing one or something? There's some other
Yeah, it
one
is
out
Loyal
there.
Subjects. Yeah.
McFarlane is starting to do Ninja Turtles as well. That they
are.
announced.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
And yeah, Mezco. They're gonna have some Ninja Turtles as well. Here's
Well,
the
what-
thing:
Okay.
is everyone has Playmates is like, yeah, you know what? We'll make more money if we just let everyone do it. But it is your property. You can't make the worst. The Loyal Subject one is probably up there with you, but you can't make the worst or second worst with Loyal Subjects Ninja Turtles when it's your own property.
Yet they seem to not only do it, but revel in it. They love it.
Well, what could McFarlane or anyone else do that's not already been done already?
I agree. That's too much, I think.
I mean, you got Super 7 doing the toy style. You got NECA doing the
Oh, I
tune.
forgot about Super 7 too.
Yeah.
And they've all done like the comic versions. Like I got
Yeah.
the Mondo comic book versions way back, like years ago.
Right.
There's Last Ronin versions too. Like there's so many turtles.
I think it's oversaturated. That's just me. I'm not a big
Yeah.
Turtles collector. I have a few, I have some Super 7. I have those Mondos. I have some. I have the NECA movie ones. I think they're cool. But it just seems oversaturated from the outside.
The
from
NECA
for
movies,
me,
I'm done with those,
it's so saturated.
Yeah.
The cartoons, like I could be done. All right, so we got a few Hot Toys. We'd be done. Dude, these first two Hot Toys figures, like,
Who's buying Shang-Chi? I mean, the movie was all right, but who's buying that? I don't know. I guess if you're a completist,
The same with buying the Predator stuff. Yeah.
there's always someone. Always someone.
Yeah.
dude, the Predator collector has nothing else on his mind. He doesn't even collect Alien. Like he's got to save all that money up for more Predators. He's got a world. He's world building,
making dioramas.
Well, I think
all camo.
The Predator collection that you showed us, I thought he had like a bunch of like indoor trees and stuff around. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then this one is for Mike. So
all for you, man.
I hadn't seen that one. I didn't know they were doing that one.
Wow. Okay.
Man, look at the scale. Oh, they're doing that Daredevil too, huh?
we should all pitch in and get it for Mike.
Man. She'll be an easy, what, $375? I don't know what the price would be, but
wow.
This one, I'm like, what? I'll watch.
They went you can get the Christmas special look and the regular movie look. That's funny.
Oh, so so it's both. I thought
I see what they're doing.
I just thought it was the holiday special one. I'm like, dude, that is very
That's
unique.
funny that they're doing that. I don't know. I have all the other Guardians one way or the other. I have one of each, but two of each and some of them. But I don't think I'm gonna get. I think I'm kind of out on that stuff right now.
They got to
Let's
keep
stick with
coming
my.
out with different suits so that you keep on buying.
I'll
Pretty
stay
much.
with my Star Wars. It's keeping me very busy. Once they started doing like the Clone Wars and Bad Batch, and they started catering to what I was asking for, and I'm like, all right. I'm putting my money where my mouth was. But I can't believe I'm having to like stop getting the other stuff so that I can concentrate on the stuff I was asking them for all along. It's kind of funny. I don't think we ever thought we were going to get Clone Wars stuff. I just didn't see that happening.
Well, speaking of Clone Wars,
Yeah, I saw they were doing a different Obi-Wan with 2 different looks and stuff. That's pretty cool. That's if I were displaying him, that's how I would want to display him. That's so early on though, like it's so early in the Clone Wars, it doesn't really fit with the Clone Wars the other Clone Wars. He looks pretty cool though.
Not to derail anything, but I saw that Obi-Wan Black Series with a blue shirt.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Target.
Is that any good, do you think?
I have
Yeah.
it. I mean, I like it.
We have a ton of them here. It's tempting.
Yeah, I got one. But I cherry pick Black Series.
Yeah, me too. That one's tempting.
about to go through my boxes and try to box up anything I don't want. Go to Dallas the first Saturday of every month. They have a huge, and it's only for like 4, maybe 5 hours. Like just first Saturday every month, they have a huge toy show, and like a table is like
That's
25
cool.
or $30, something like
That's-
that.
Good
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not there all day. Like everyone knows, like these are the hours you come to, and it's huge.
That Mace Windu is a big deal. That's their first one, Hot Toys.
I love
really?
Mace Windu.
I still have my sideshow version from years ago up just for representation. Been 20 years since Attack of the Clones, fellas.
Wow.
Not to make anybody feel old, but we old.
Doesn't seem that long ago.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I saw some meme where someone was like whatever, like some 90s song that you listen to in like junior high or high school, and then like a kid today says, "Oh, I love this classic song." And you're like, oh.
Thanks a lot.
Yo,
Yeah.
they're doing the Anakin and the Padme with the eyes system, like the one that's in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I love that because they don't usually do that so often. They usually do it for special releases. But the one thing I always say about the females is whenever they do it, they never give you 2 heads. They always give you one. It's usually a standard pose. It's not a moment in time. So when you get the eyes that can move around, you stand a better chance of it not looking dead. Like all the Black Widows, none of them have the eye system where you can control where the eye's looking. When you can control where the eye's looking, it just helps the figure. Look at that. I mean, it just looks better.
You get a little tilt,
Yeah,
nod
just
of the
makes
head
it look a little less dead. It really helps, especially when you're not going to get the 2 faces. I always think you should get standard face and a moment in time face, whether it's screaming or laughing or whatever it is you're doing, a moment in time. I just like being able to control the eyes.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, like you could choose.
It's like almost 2 different expressions, just by the eyes changing.
Yep. It helps you when you're posing too, because you might have this fantastic pose, but you're like, man, I wish her eyes were looking different.
Like
It's
that
got
right there.
Yeah, like that come hither look. Like that's just from the eyes and the head tilt. Yeah, it's cool. I hope they keep doing that when they do like the female releases. Josh, I know that you want the change out core where it's got the torn
Yeah.
3.
Dude, anytime I see that outfit, I'm like,
Yeah,
where I'm looking for a certain moment in time. As you say.
exactly. You're like, where's the Velcro so I can put the part on take one part off and put the other one on. I don't see a chain either, so you might get a second. I could see them, since they didn't include the chain. I don't know if that's a Star Wars thing now. Like you can't have a chain come with a female, because of the Slave Leia stuff.
Oh,
But
man. They had to ruin that,
But they might do another version.
Ooh, so we got in under 3 hours. I mean, we got our top 20 in there. We got our news out. Month and a
This
half.
is director's cut.
Yeah,
So
big time.
all right. So next show we will start back up. Don't ask me off the top of my head what year we're on. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But we'll start back up with the G.I. Joe vehicle rankings. We'll do 2 years. We'll pick up where we left off. And we'll continue that series on the next video. So hopefully in 2 weeks, they're not always going to be a month and a half, 2 months. I think we've even done before, just, holidays, but now that those are basically over. So Jordan, thanks for sticking with us. We appreciate it. Let's go ahead and sign out. Rick, where can people find you, man?
Yep, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shatrdglassjazz.
You can find me here on YouTube as Sportivus and on Twitter as Sportivus Prime.
And you can find me, G1Xtron, on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and talk to you soon. Peace.